Under the influence of the old six craze, everyone was quite friendly. As for Liu Ruyan, after breaking up with He Chunkyu, Liu Ruyan received a large villa as a breakup fee from He Chunkyu, as well as several million RMB, achieving financial freedom and no longer needing to go to work. Of course, Liu Ruyan did not become complacent after acquiring her first pile of gold. After breaking up with He Chunkyu, Liu Ruyan found a decent job thanks to her education. It was a 9-to-5 job with weekends off and 6 types of insurance and 1 housing fund, but the salary was a bit low. But Liu Ruyan didn't mind. She had several million in savings, enough for her to live on as long as she didn't squander it. Finding a job was mainly to have something to do. Liu Ruyan sends 5,000 yuan to her parents every month, saying that she is busy with work and can only go home for the Chinese New Year. Upon receiving Liu Ruyan's visible filial piety, Liu's parents had no doubts and often reminded Liu Ruyan to take care of herself and not to overwork herself. Liu Ruyan always obediently agreed to her parents' promises. There was no other way. One lie had to be covered up with multiple lies. Fortunately, she had enough money and solved the problem with her financial resources. As for whether her parents would use the money themselves or give it to her younger brother, Liu Ruyan didn't care. She had already done enough. Every year when she goes back home, she brings large bags of New Year's goods. The neighbors all know that Liu Ruyan is doing well and is very filial. The only pity is that He Chunkyu, this top-tier handsome man, changed his ways after inheriting the family fortune and never came to see her again. One glimpse of He Chunkyu and her life was ruined. After talking to He Chunkyu, Liu Ruyan could never find the feeling of love for anyone else, so she simply chose to remain single. Later, Liu Ruyan went to the hospital and carefully selected a sample of tadpoles, choosing to become a single mother. Liu Ruyan habitually reported this matter to He Chunkyu, only to receive the reply, "Do as you please." Volume 4, The End. Chapter 110, Please Don't Touch Your Chopsticks. Why me, why me? I don't want to be in the Ghost Story live stream. With so many people and so many countries in the world, why was I chosen? I've never had this much luck when buying lottery tickets before, damn it. Zhou Zhaozhuang, a middle-aged man, broke down and cried, burying his face in his hands. Just moments ago, Zhou Zhaozhuang was happily eating mooncakes and admiring the full moon with his family, discussing this once in a millennium alignment of 9 planets. Suddenly, all the family members' phones turned on automatically, and a series of cold voices came through. Welcome to the Strange Tales of Rules live stream, everyone. Starting today, the live stream will randomly select lucky participants to enter a bizarre world. Through the bizarre dungeon, obtain the bizarre grand prize and leave the bizarre world. Losers perish. Viewers can tip their favorite chosen one with strange coins. The winner can keep all the tips they've received, while the loser's strange coins will be refunded. Okay, let's begin. A strange energy flashed by, and tens of thousands of lucky spectators appeared in a bizarre world. Zhou Zhaozhuang was one of the unlucky ones. Where is this? A stunningly beautiful girl with a perfect figure looked around at the unfamiliar walls with a puzzled expression. This is a room, not too big, but not too small either, and very clean. Chu Yangtze looked at the door warily because this wasn't her home. Her home wasn't this small. Welcome to a bizarre world. Please remain alert at all times. Your success or failure not only determines your life or death, but also the life or death of your family and neighbors. If you die in a supernatural world, or are corrupted by it, the place you left behind will be shrouded in its own supernatural influences. Friendly reminder, the eerie creature cannot be killed. A friendly reminder, please do not reveal this secret, or you will be annihilated by these bizarre rules. A series of cold voices echoed in the minds of the chosen ones. What was terrifying was that only the chosen ones who entered the bizarre world knew this information. The viewers in the live stream could not accept it. A bizarre world? Chu Yangtze murmured in confusion. Chu Yangtze had been resting in bed out of boredom, when she woke up to find herself in this unfamiliar room on a bed. At first, Chu Yangtze thought she had been kidnapped, but the appearance of that voice just now meant that she had not been kidnapped. A bizarre world? Is this real or fake? Chu Yangtze hadn't yet shaken off her doubts. Beep, a healthy and fit individual has been detected, meeting the system binding requirements. System binding is 100%. The Destiny Villain system has been successfully bound. Host Chu Yangtze. System, the sudden and unexpected binding startled Chu Yangtze, causing her to sit up reflexively. Ignoring Chu Yangtze's shock, Chen Zhou grabbed the aura of intelligence reduction above Chu Yangxi's head and instantly refined it. System, are you there? Chu Yangxi quickly calmed down. A bizarre world, system. These two events came too suddenly and were too illogical to believe. However, Chu Yangxi was already mostly convinced. The Chu family was the richest family in Daxia, and the family was prosperous and powerful. With such a large manor, no one could possibly take her away from her room. Yes, this system is always here. Chu Yangxi, so cringy. Forget it, the situation is unclear. Let's just bear with it for now. Chu Yangxi sighed, rubbing her head with her jade-like hand. He asked calmly, System, do you know what's going on here? And this strange world. Beep, future plot trajectory, begins to be transmitted. Chu Yangxi couldn't help but let out a soft moan of pain. However, the excruciating pain quickly subsided. Countless memories flashed through Chu Yangxi's mind. The mushroom feast, the testament to love, the T-Zero Junior sisters' framing, the missing high heels, the Emperor's pursuit. Countless strange and bizarre scenarios appeared in Chu Yangxi's mind from a god-like perspective. And she, Chu Yangxi, a woman of exceptional talent, was poisoned by mushrooms in the final chapter of her first dungeon. Yes, you read that right. Chu Yangxi was poisoned to death by eating mushrooms, and her death was incredibly casual. She took a bite and bang, the mushroom exploded, and Chu Yangxi instantly turned into fragments of a hero. Fortunately, the dark, black mushroom that looked delicious only destroyed Chu Yangxi's bedroom. Her parents, who were out having affairs behind her back, were not affected. After digesting the memories of her future trajectory, Chu Yangxi's stunningly beautiful face instantly darkened. Damn it, how could she, the dignified eldest daughter of the Chu family, die so casually? I was provoked by a disgusting couple into starting to eat before I was ready, and then I exploded. I'm speechless at myself. System, are you kidding me? Did I really just die like that? What else? Chu Yangxi sighed. Fine, she really will die so easily in the future, speechless. Chu Yangxi adjusted her breathing, trying to calm herself down. In this bizarre world, in the strange and uncanny livestream room, one must remain clear-headed and vigilant, especially the line in the original trajectory. Please don't touch your chopsticks. The original Trails itself violated this rule and was thus turned into skin fragments. While the majority of the reason was due to the couple repeatedly provoking her, her inability to control her emotions also played a part. Cairo Ann Lu Xing, I will definitely get my revenge on you. A cold glint flashed in Chu Yangxi's eyes. Chu Yangxi is clear about her grudges and will seek revenge. She will not stop until she feels satisfied from morning till night. Beep, host friendly reminder, the game has started. Go find some mushrooms. I understand, Chu Yangxi replied calmly. The mushroom feast dungeon is a bit overpowered. You have to find the mushrooms yourself, then hand them over to a guy called Mushroom Man, and then have a mushroom hot pot. If you don't die, you've cleared the dungeon. Chu Yangxi calmly glanced at the letters on the desk, without any arrogance, and picked one up directly. My mother's words of advice. Chu Yangxi read carefully. My child, you've grown up. It's time for you to live your own life. However, Mom is still a little worried about you being alone. When you're out there by yourself, you must follow the rules. Only by following the rules can you live independently. Rule A. 1. When you are out and about, be careful and vigilant and never talk to strangers. There is danger in the fog outside. You must never approach the fog. 3. Don't eat just anything, unless it's not a mushroom. Do not go out at night. Lock your door and do not turn on the lights, as this will attract monsters. Be careful with plants, but plants are also reliable helpers in protecting you. If someone knocks on the door at night, do not answer, do not answer, do not answer. Although she already knew this information, Chu Yangxi still carefully read it several times to ensure that everything was correct. Putting aside her mother's instructions, Chu Yangxi looked thoughtfully at the mooncakes on the table. This mooncake caused her a lot of trouble in her future memories. The letter didn't say that mooncakes couldn't be eaten, but the mooncake itself didn't mention that it contained mushroom filling. In the memories provided by the system, Chu Yangxi, who had worked hard all day, took a few bites and then saw an F key appear on the door. At that moment, Chu Yangxi knew that she was doomed. To avoid any unforeseen circumstances, Chu Yangxi locked the door using her previous experience, endured her hunger, and lay in bed for a day and a night before recovering. From then on, Chu Yangxi would carefully inspect every food she ate to see if there were any strange mushrooms in it. Based on these experiences and lessons, Chu Yangxi finally managed to save up enough tickets to the mushroom feast, and then she met Cairo Annan, whose IQ was almost 0. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Omega equals. Chapter 111, Mushroom Picking. Wow, this room is occupied by a stunningly beautiful woman. Wow, why is someone still wearing pajamas? Didn't she spend the Mid-Autumn Festival with her family yesterday? What a pity, such a beautiful woman has to die a tragic death in this strange world, alas. The beautiful lady has finally taken action. Congratulations. I wonder if this pretty lady can identify mushrooms. It would be terrible if she picked a poisonous one. Worried JPG. I can't contact the beautiful older sister either. Otherwise, I would be willing to give her 20 more years of life. Upstairs, isn't it inappropriate to eat and take things at the same time? You're such a schemer. I've heard everything you've been up to in Handong. After digesting the original plot memories given to her by the system, Chu Yangtze began to take action. Upon opening the door, a black and white cat was sitting on the sofa in the living room. This cat is nothing special, just like it's always been. In the original storyline, Chu Yangtze didn't dare to touch anything recklessly, and she would always keep her distance whenever she went out. Beep, lucky item card detected. Mushroom identification card. A mushroom identification card? A hint of surprise appeared on Chu Yangtze's face. In this eerie world, you search for many hidden items, some of which are auxiliary items, some are offensive items, and some are life-saving items. Chu Yangtze didn't know why these things were placed in the Rules of Strange Tales live stream, but the various strange and unusual prop cards did increase the survival rate of the chosen ones. System, is the cat's true form an item card? Ding, that's right. As long as the host kills this cat, they will receive a lucky item card. Killing a cat to obtain items was something Chu Yangtze hadn't expected, and even none of the chosen ones had thought of it. The Rules of Strange Tales livestream room has only just appeared, and no one knows that there is such a thing as a lucky item card. Yet, even Chu Yangtze, who knows the plot trajectory from the protagonist's perspective, only knows that there is such a thing as a lucky item card. Lost treasure chests, gifts from NPCs, and rewards for completing levels. These are the only 3 ways Chu Yangtze knows to obtain lucky item cards. Whether killing monsters will drop loot is something no one has ever tested. It hasn't happened in the main character's storyline. What are you doing standing there? Hurry up and go pick mushrooms, or they'll all be picked clean. Women are just women. They're not decisive enough when it comes to important matters. What time is it? You still want to pet a cat, my dear lady? Bitter smile JPG. Pretty sister, don't hesitate. Just do the task as required. She probably doesn't even know what the mission is. There's nothing we can do. We don't even know the mission details. There's really no solution, and we can't contact her either. Sighs helplessly. Because everyone in the live stream is of varying quality and their behavior is inconsistent. And because they are unaware that something strange is about to happen, many people are just watching for fun. Some people don't feel pain until a knife is stuck in their own body. Without hesitation, Chu Yangtze walked straight to the Tai Kai cat and sat down, gently stroking the kitten's head with her jade-like hand. Meow, the kitten let out a comfortable meow. Wow, the kitten is so cute, I want to pet it. I wish I could pet cats too. Sure enough, women are women. They turn their brains off when they see cute little animals. Is the person upstairs sick? If they can't stand it, they can go to another room and stop barking like a dog here. Exactly, if you can't stand it, then get out. Nobody's forcing you to watch. Is it wrong for me to say a few words? What time is it? Do you think you're still at home, you saint? Hey kid, pretty cocky, huh? Dare to give me your address. I live in, come and chop me if you dare. Wait. Chu Yangtze's younger brother, Chu Xingyun, put down his phone, took out a walkie-talkie, and said in a deep voice, Uncle Fu, go to and get someone. Yes, young master. Uncle Fu put down the walkie-talkie, picked up his phone, which was broadcasting live to his young mistress, and set off with a group of bodyguards. The emergence of the strange rules of the world. Live streaming room has forced all devices capable of playing videos, such as mobile phones, TVs, and computers, to become the live streaming screen, all without consuming any electricity. This bizarre event has had a huge impact on the whole world, and experts from various countries are unable to solve the problem. The viewers in the live stream were still chatting while watching this heartwarming scene of petting the cat. The next moment, Chu Yangtze tightened her grip and the cat died. Zang. Why kill the cat? What did the cat do wrong? Unbelievable. I really didn't expect that. My daughter has just come of age, and with her jade-like hands she has broken off her skull. Okay, so this is how you play it. This is truly astonishing. After Tai Kai Cat died, Its eyes emitted two strange lights, one black and one white, and its body transformed into a Tai Kai symbol, rotating 3 cycles. A card with a Tai Kai pattern floated in front of Chu Yangxi's chest. Chu Yangxi calmly extended her slender hand, grasped the lucky item card she had received through the system notification, and examined it carefully. What the heck? How did that huge cat suddenly turn into a card? Is this some kind of card game crossover? This can't be a summoning card, can it? Is this still the same supernatural fantasy I know? Chu Yangxi flipped the card to the front, and a prop introduction appeared in the live stream. Lucky item card, mushroom identification card. Allows the user to distinguish whether a mushroom is poisonous or edible during this mission. Wow, this prop is awesome. If I had it, I wouldn't have to worry about getting poisoned by mushrooms anymore. The thought that this card isn't mine breaks my heart and keeps me awake at night. Woman, you are the mortal enemy of mushroom lovers. I didn't expect the Ghost Story livestream to be so thoughtful, even giving away prop cards. I'm so envious, sob sob. The 3 upstairs must be natives from the mushroom fairy realm. Even Zhang Ka is jealous of them. It's just an identification card. What use is it in a strange world? There are so many rules ahead, and this card can't solve the danger. That being said, this level is called Mushroom Feast, and there's definitely a killer weapon coming up later. That's true. Compared to others, this woman is incredibly lucky. I don't think so. How so? Is there any explanation? Didn't you notice the woman's expression when she killed the cat? There was neither fear nor pleasure in the killing. It was as if she knew that killing the cat would give her an item card. Wow, that's really true. It's terrifying to think about. She doesn't have some kind of cheat code, does she? This bizarre rule-breaking livestream, where did this cheating software come from? Isn't that how it's written in these kinds of novels? Every protagonist has some kind of cheat code or is reborn, basically having a golden finger to help them. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. In the strange rules of the night livestream, someone is cheating. Someone's cheating and you're not going to do anything about it. What the hell, what an idiot, get him out. Where did this traitor come from? Unbelievable. The argument in the live stream started again, albeit intermittently. There was no response in the Rules of the Strange Tales live stream room, as if they hadn't seen the comment at all. Chu Yangxi knew that what she had just done had been broadcast live, but she didn't care. More than other people's opinions, Chu Yangxi was thinking about how to survive. The mushroom identification card is clearly the top-tier item for this dungeon. With it, the difficulty of this dungeon is instantly reduced by more than half. Chu Yangxi silently recited in her mind, "Use the mushroom identification card." The next moment, the mushroom identification card transformed into a black and white energy that quickly entered Chu Yangxi's brow, granting her the ability to identify mushrooms. It's time to collect mushrooms. Chapter 112, The Mystery Hidden in the Mist. Stepping out of the house, the scene shifts dramatically. Chu Yangxi finds herself on a barren mountain with sparse vegetation and plenty of shrubs. The house behind her has transformed into a giant mushroom tree. There were similar buildings not far away, and some chosen ones had already begun searching for those damned poisonous mushrooms. Upon seeing a beautiful woman in pajamas appear, everyone's gaze involuntarily shifted, and many viewers in the live stream typed a series of question marks. The number of viewers in Chu Yangxi's live stream exploded. Wow, what a beautiful woman. Brothers, enjoy this. We can't meet a beauty like this in real life. I bet $1 that this woman is definitely not wearing a bra. Pa, you bastard, you're disgusting. Some trash are truly animals born of parents but raised by none. No, calling them animals is an insult to animals. This kind of scum is just animal excrement. Don't just stare, everyone check who this woman is. Investigate my ass. All devices are now part of a bizarre rule-breaking livestream room. Go ahead and investigate me if you dare. Hello, beautiful. A greasy middle-aged man with a lewd smile scurried over, his eyes fixed on Chu Yangxi as if she were some delicious delicacy. Chu Yangxi glanced at the person who came, then turned around, ignored him, and walked straight away. HMPH, what's with the attitude? So what if she's a little prettier? Does she really think she's something special? The greasy middle-aged man muttered under his breath as he watched Chu Yangxi's departing figure looking resentful. Clearly, this person forgot the first rule. One, when you are out and about, be careful and vigilant and never talk to strangers. The mushroom gathering quest isn't just about chosen ones and regular NPCs. There's also it. Chu Yangxi was well aware of this, so she went very far until she was close to the edge of the mist. Rule A, specifically Rule 2 and Rule 5, involuntarily came to her mind. There is danger in the fog outside. You must never approach the fog. Be careful with plants, but plants are also reliable helpers in protecting you. Chu Yangtze glanced at the fog with zero visibility from afar, noted the initial location of the fog, and began to carefully pick mushrooms. With the ability to distinguish mushrooms, Chu Yangtze can tell at a glance which mushrooms are poisonous, which are not poisonous, and which are not very toxic. However, Chu Yangtze's movements were still slow, because she had to concentrate on observing the plants on the ground. Be careful with plants, but plants are also reliable helpers in protecting you. This rule is no joke. Things in the supernatural world are unusual. If the rule says there's something wrong with the plants, then there's definitely something wrong with the plants. Don't take the rules lightly. This is the experience Chu Yangtze summarized. Little girl, are you all alone? An old woman wearing a red hat appeared behind Chu Yangtze. Little girl, I also have a granddaughter about your age, who also likes to pick mushrooms. Would you like to come to my house for a visit? My granddaughter is very filial, and the mushrooms I cook are very delicious. Holy crap, how did this old woman appear? There was no one here just now. Beautiful lady, please don't answer her. Please don't talk to her. Wah. Is she dressed like the big bad wolf? How could the big bad wolf possibly appear in a ghostly world? Grandma Wolf was eaten by the big bad wolf long ago. Even if she really is Grandma Wolf, she's just the big bad wolf in disguise. Don't talk nonsense. The wolf in Grandma Wolf can't transform into human form, so how could it have a human face? The problem is, this is a creepy wolf. Abstract / Japanese letter /. When my granddaughter was your age, she also loved picking mushrooms on the outskirts of the mist. What a pity, the old lady sighed. Little girl, let me tell you, this fog is extremely dangerous. No one who goes in ever comes out alive. You must not go in. Don't let her end up like my granddaughter, swallowed by the mist. Sob, sob. The old woman said, taking out her handkerchief and beginning to sob. Chu Yangtze only glanced at it out of the corner of her eye, before continuing to focus on collecting mushrooms. When you are out and about, be careful and vigilant and never talk to strangers. Chu Yangtze kept the rules in mind and refused to talk to anyone she encountered. Because you have no idea whether it is a person or not. How can you be so rude, young lady? You don't even know how to respect the elderly and care for the young. You're such an impolite girl. I don't know how your parents raised you. You don't greet the elderly, and you don't even answer when they talk to you. 6. Bizarre cursing. Holy crap, that's so vicious and weird. If I were that sister, I would have cursed back long ago, crying pitifully. Thank goodness you're not one, or you'd be swallowed whole by that wolf in sheep's clothing. Bitter smile. Fine, fine, so this is how you play it. This rule-breaking nonsense is inhuman. But it wasn't a human to begin with. To survive, I'll endure it. Bitter smile. You rude little girl, I'm leaving now. The old woman took a few steps, then turned back. Am I really leaving? Chu Yangtze didn't say a word, continuing to pick mushrooms diligently, occasionally glancing at the mist in the distance to see if there were any changes. Only after the old woman left did the people in the live stream breathe a sigh of relief. A moment of patience brings calm. A step back opens up a vast sky. Our ancestors were right. Wiping sweat JPG. It seems that sometimes the Dragon King's forbearance does have its uses. At least he won't be killed by the monsters. This young lady is very thoughtful. I love her. One rocket, don't be surprised. User 539,874,239,877 donated. One mysterious rocket. Yanzai's little fanboy donated. Mysterious interstellar squadron times 990. Strange interstellar formations popped up in every live stream room. Holy crap, getting slapped in the face really takes money. 999 million Dazia coins, awesome. Well, I'm in Oz. Holy crap, I'm going to check this out. Someone actually received nearly 10 billion in donations. Me too. In front of his phone, Chu Xingyun grinned. You think you can have your eye on my older sister with just one rocket? You poor bastard. Thank you, Big Brother, for the little star. Big Brother, if you tip me a rocket, I'll lead you to explore the fog. A minor internet celebrity pointed at the fog beside him and muttered to himself. A few minutes later, the internet celebrity muttered to herself, since you guys have given me tips, I'll play detective for once. Brave new, unafraid of difficulties. After saying that, the young internet celebrity recklessly rushed into the fog. The live stream room was instantly filled with white light, with zero visibility. Help. A tearing sound came from the live stream. The live stream screen went black instantly. Another one has died. This, The audience stared blankly at the large words that appeared on the screen. The chosen one you are watching has been killed. In 3 seconds, a bizarre event will occur. Please prepare yourselves. The live stream will automatically redirect in 10 seconds. Holy crap! Something's gone wrong. Are you kidding me? I didn't do anything. I don't want to die. Brothers, run. There are still people complaining in the female streamer's live stream room. The sensible ones had already pulled up their pants and run away. 3 seconds later, a strange figure appeared at the spot where the female anchor had just entered the eerie world. Roar. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Omega equals. Chapter 113 Night Falls. Grandma, your granddaughter is very beautiful. Yamamoto Hitsugu from the Little Sun Kingdom asked excitedly. That's right, young man. My granddaughter is very beautiful, just 16, and she's worried about not having a boyfriend. You two are both young, so why don't you get to know each other better? Maybe it'll even work out. A sly smile of triumph flashed in the old lady's eyes. You idiot, Yamamoto-kun. Why did you answer this old woman? Baka, Yamamoto Hitsugu, you are a disgrace to our Little Sun Kingdom. I will definitely go to His Majesty the Emperor to file a complaint against you. Ha ha ha, that feels so good. Seeing that my period has been affected, my breasts are all clear. Yamamoto, I'll fuck your holy man. Hurry up and die, eat him. I never thought I'd be supporting the supernatural, and I even feel a strange sense of pleasure. Are you even human? How can you support the supernatural? So what if I support the supernatural? It's my life, what can you do about it? I would definitely support humans in other countries and the supernatural, because we are all human. I would support the supernatural in everyday life, because we and the supernatural are both living beings. The person upstairs is right. All those bastards deserve to die. It would be best to put that shorty emperor in there. I'll definitely stay up all night to watch. Count me in. Me too. Yoshi, Grandma, you're so incredibly kind. Yamamoto laughed heartily, completely oblivious to the world around him. Then come with me. The old woman had a strange smile on her face. Good. The next second, the old woman transformed into a giant werewolf. Deep feelings down it in one gulp, crunchy and satisfying. The live stream screen went black instantly. A red message appeared in the middle of the screen. The chosen one you are watching has been killed. The bizarre event will occur in 3 seconds. Please prepare yourselves. The live stream will automatically redirect in 10 seconds. Nani? Yamamoto, well done, ha. Yamamoto, you stupid pig. A lazy and undisciplined stupid pig. 3 seconds later, a bizarre creature with a wolf's head and a human body appeared in Yamamoto's hometown. Countries around the world have also been plagued by bizarre invasions, the most bizarre of which is that they are unkillable. Before long, the viewers in the live stream, through word of mouth, finally learned the consequences of the chosen one's death. As dusk fell, Chu Yangtze glanced at the mist and noticed that its position had shifted a few decimeters. It's about time I left, Chu Yangtze thought to herself. Chu Yangtze kept in mind the provisions of Rule A. There is danger in the fog outside. You must never approach the fog. Chu Yangtze knew that the fog could move, so she couldn't get close to it, nor could she let it get close to her. Chu Yangtze packed the last few mushrooms into a bag she had prepared beforehand and hurried back. Before it gets completely dark, you must return to the mushroom hut, which is your last refuge. Chu Yangtze hurried back, and along the way she saw some humans who seemed to be chosen ones picking mushrooms on their own. Chu Yangtze didn't choose to warn them. She walked straight past these people and hurried back. The movement of the mist was easy to notice, and there was no need to disturb it for it. Although these people were somewhat puzzled, they didn't think much of it and continued to search for the mushrooms needed for the mission. The food supply is only enough for 3 days. Please collect enough non-poisonous mushrooms within 3 days, and then put them in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. This is Rule B. The chosen ones initially thought this would be a very difficult task, but when they came out, they found that all they saw were their colleagues gathering mushrooms, which instantly made the task much more difficult. Moreover, most mushrooms are highly or mildly poisonous, and they will dissipate directly when placed in a drawer, making it a waste of time. Fortunately, the mushrooms here spawn randomly, so with a little effort, you'll eventually collect them all. This dungeon isn't too difficult right now. When Chu Yangtze got home, she quickly opened the refrigerator and a note fell out. Chu Yangtze calmly picked up the note. Rule B. Don't forget to pick mushrooms. This is part of the assessment task. There is only enough food for 3 days. Please collect enough non-poisonous mushrooms within 3 days and put them in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. Mushrooms can automatically spawn randomly at unpredictable locations, so please avoid conflicts with them. When collecting mushrooms, don't forget the time. You must return to the safe house before dark. The fog will move. This is a sign that night is coming. Run away as soon as you see the fog moving. Monsters are afraid of light. You are only safe if you hide in the light. A blanket is your last resort. If you are accidentally enveloped in fog, please cover yourself completely with a blanket. 6. This woman really didn't read the mission instructions. Shocking JPG. I thought I was just late and hadn't noticed, but it turns out this woman really didn't read Rule B. How did she know to pick mushrooms? Puzzling image. I think it's because he likes to eat mushrooms. Like what? This is a strange and bizarre world. How does this woman know there are mushrooms outside? Could she be a reincarnated person? I think predicting the future is also quite possible. It's not impossible to deduce the plot. It's confirmed this woman has a cheat code. This is unfair. Why do the people of Great Zia have cheat codes but the people of Little Life don't? Protest JPG. I'm not having it either. There's something fishy going on in this live stream. We have to report it. We have to report it. Chu Yangtze gently placed the note down, then put the mushrooms into the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. The numbers in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator changed instantly, from nothing to a progress bar showing 45%. I'm still 55 mushrooms short. If I try harder tomorrow, I should be able to finish. Chu Yangtze sighed. Then Chu Yangtze found some tools and sealed all the windows of the house. Chu Yangtze did not forget the rules. Rule A. Do not go out at night. Lock your door and do not turn on the lights, as this will attract monsters. Rule B. Monsters are afraid of light. They are only safe when hiding in the light. These two rules are clearly in conflict. Any normal person can see that one of them is problematic. In the original storyline, Chu Yangtze believed both sides and blocked the windows and other places with something. If the light can't get out, it's the same as not turning on the light. And because she was in the light, the monster couldn't harm her. The system didn't give any hints. So Chu Yangtze continued to act in the old way, spreading the favors evenly and exploiting a bug. Of course, there is another, even more crucial rule. Rule B. A blanket is your last resort. If you are accidentally enveloped in fog, please cover yourself completely with a blanket. Based on this rule and her experience during the day, Chu Yangtze guessed that the previous two rules were correct. Turning on the lights would attract monsters from the fog, and at the same time, monsters were afraid of light, so these two things were not contradictory. During the day, when sunlight shines, monsters in the mist dare not appear. At night, when the sunlight disappears, monsters roam freely. The last rule of Rule B. A blanket is your last resort. If you are accidentally enveloped in fog, please cover yourself completely with a blanket. This is a final, well-intentioned reminder from the rules of the Strange Tales livestream, and also a chance for the chosen one, Xiaobai, to survive. This also gives everyone time to adjust. Chapter 114 Thump Thump Thump, Thump Thump Thump. With extensive experience, Chu Yangtze quickly sealed all the windows and door gaps. After making sure nothing was overlooked, Chu Yangtze entered the bathroom. What the hell is this live stream about? They won't let me watch it. What do they take me for? Do they think I'm that kind of despicable person? Brother, we're all men, so put away your little schemes. Can't you see the private space sign on the door? Speechless JPG. Alas, what a pity, the live streamers immediately saw through the dirty thoughts of some men, loudly laughing JPG. All right, everyone disperse. No, I don't believe she can shower without making a sound. Forehead. Unbelievable. Chu Xingyun, sitting in front of his phone, was furious, but there was nothing he could do. The code names for the Strange Tales of Rules live stream were all randomly generated, making it impossible to find out who the real person was. Helpless, Chu Xingyun had no choice but to stay in the live stream to keep an eye on those bastards who were eyeing his older sister. Meanwhile, in a mushroom house in another initial mission space, a relatively handsome young man was pondering the two rules in his hand. Rule A. Do not go out at night. Lock your door and do not turn on the lights, as this will attract monsters. Rule B. Monsters are afraid of light. You are only safe if you hide in the light. What do you mean? Is there something wrong with the rules? Lu Exing pondered carefully with a serious expression. Whether to turn off the lights or not, that's a difficult choice. Lu Exing racked his brains to think. Lights attract monsters, and monsters are afraid of lights. One of these two rules must be wrong. After thinking for a long time, Lu Exing decided to put his hand on the light switch, but his hand slipped and the light went out with a click. Ding, host has made an incorrect selection. Upon hearing the system notification, Lu Xing quickly pressed the switch, and the room instantly regained its light. A hideous, terrifying mouth was only 10 centimeters away from Lu Xing. Roar, the teleporting zombie let out an angry howl. It disappeared instantly under the light. Holy crap, what is this thing? It scared the crap out of me. That kid named Lu Xing reacts really fast. Wiping sweat JPG. Indeed, if Lu Xing had been even a fraction of a second slower, he would have perished in the northwest. I've never seen such a terrifying scene before. It scared the crap out of me. Lu Xing is incredibly lucky. He managed to react to something like this. Lu Xing gasped for breath, feeling utterly guilty. The scene he had just witnessed had truly terrified him. But Lu Xing had no choice, since his system was called a selection prompt system, and it couldn't provide prompts without making a selection. Lu Xing's intention was to place his hand on the switch to prompt the system with a selection option, but his hand slipped, and he turned off the light instead. Fortunately, my hand was on the switch the whole time, which allowed me to react in time. The lights can't be turned off. It seems Rule B, Section 6 is correct. Lu Xing gave a wry smile. Since Rule B, 6th clause is correct, and Rule A, 4th clause, contains incorrect guidance, it means there's an incorrect rule within the rules themselves. Lu Xing continued his reasoning. This is fucking ridiculous. The rules of this weird game are flawed from the start. What's the point of playing it? Bro, don't you realize this is what makes it exciting? What's so exciting about this? The rules themselves are flawed. It's all a dead end. What's the point of even trying to complete this dungeon? It's all about failure. Even if an ordinary person concentrates and stays alert, what good will it do? A moment of silence fell over the live stream. What this person said makes a lot of sense. The rule paradox is that you have to follow the rules. Now you're being told that there are wrong rules mixed in with the rules. Ordinary people really can't play by that. Without any special advantages, it's easy to send something away unhappily, leaving no hope whatsoever. As everyone fell silent, Lu Xing walked to the window. You won't believe it until you see it. There are countless zombies and monsters standing outside the window, stretching as far as the eye can see. Lu Xing was so frightened that he staggered back several steps. These zombies and monsters stared intently at Lu Xing, their faces filled with greed. It seems Rule A4 is correct too. Light attracts monsters and monsters fear light. These two can coexist. Lu Xing immediately overturned his previous guess. Looks like we'll have to wait until dawn. Lu Xing gave a wry smile and pulled the blanket over himself tightly. Lu Xing did not forget the rules. Rule B. A blanket is your last resort. If you are accidentally enveloped in fog, please cover yourself completely with a blanket. Lu Xing finally breathed a sigh of relief when the system did not indicate that the selection was incorrect. Since there's no problem with Rule B, Article 7, then let's call it a night. Meanwhile, in Cairo Annan's live stream, Cairo Annan wrapped herself up like a dumpling, shivering and hiding in a corner of the room. The lights were off, a mist was creeping in, and several monsters had appeared in Cairo Annan's room. When will this end? Wah! Cairo Annan's tears fell uncontrollably. Cairo Annan has a special cheat code, Infinite Resurrection. Cairo Annan had already died twice, and she didn't want to experience that again. The pain of being bitten to death by a monster was just too much. The resurrection effect lasts for 30 seconds, during which the target cannot be selected and can leave the original location. Cairo Annan used it twice before she successfully hid under the covers. Knock, 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 knock. A polite knock came from the mushroom house. Cairo Annan was startled by the sudden knocking, and one foot inadvertently stuck out. The next second, the monster in the room pounced on Cairo Annan's feet. A deafening scream rang out. Holy crap, this is the third time already. How pathetic. What's there to pity? Others die in one go, but she can be resurrected. Her margin for error is too high. Cheat software, another cheat software incident. This is the second time. Wah, this girl is just so pitiful. She's about to die for the third time already. Management. Aren't you going to do anything about this cheating? This cheat is so big, it's seriously affecting the fairness of the live stream. If you can't speak properly, then shut up. We're all human beings, can't you have a little compassion? Exactly, Miss Cairo Annan is so pitiful and you guys actually want to report her. Are you even human? The mosaic disappeared and Cairo Annan revived. For 30 seconds, she was eerily untargetable. Countdown, 30, 29, 28. Miss, hurry up and turn on the light. Turn on the light. There's no time, turn on the lights. Go turn on the lights now. The viewers in the live stream immediately became anxious. Now that the monster has entered the room, we can no longer worry about whether the light will attract it. The best way now is to use light to dispel evil. Cairo Annan quickly shrank back into the clean blankets. Sigh, it's happening again. I hope you'll be more careful this time. At the same time, the number of viewers in Chu Yangtze's live stream skyrocketed, for no other reason than that everyone is simply looking at the other one of the only two people with cheat codes. Chu Yangtze, wrapped in a bath towel, calmly dried her hair with a towel. Knock, 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 knock. The polite knocking sound came again. Chu Yangtze calmly fiddled with her hair, as if she had already experienced it all before. Holy crap, this woman is so calm. She's still taking a shower at this hour. Who says otherwise? As one of only two people in the Rules of Strange Tales livestream who possess cheat codes, this woman is worlds apart from that woman named Cairo Annan. Does anyone know this woman's name? Don't know, she never said that. Shrugs helplessly. Doesn't she have any family or friends? I don't know, no one has ever told me what this woman's name is. Thump, 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 thump. The knocking continued. Chu Yangtze still ignored her, fixed her hair, and continued knocking on the door in the same rhythm. Chu Yangtze calmly returned to bed to rest. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Omega equals. Chapter 115, First Clear Reward. Watching other people's live streams is terrifying and exciting, but watching a pretty girl's live stream is like going on a trip. You know what, it really feels that way. This girl whose name I don't know is so carefree. The number of comments in the live stream rooms is decreasing, and the number of viewers in each live stream room is basically fixed. It's getting late at night. That night, the number of chosen ones displayed in the upper right corner of the live stream dropped significantly. The next day, Chu Yangtze woke up under the influence of her biological clock, looked up at the clock, and saw it was 7:00 a.m. After washing up and drinking a glass of water, Chu Yangtze immediately began her mushroom gathering for the new day. Compared to yesterday, the number of people at this mushroom picking site has decreased significantly. There are only a few scattered people across the dozens of acres. Chu Yangtze was used to this. She had expected it. Turning off the lights was the reason why most people failed and died. Those who survived last night will generally be fine for the remaining 2 days. After a day of work, Chu Yangtze collected the required number of task mushrooms and put them in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator. Mission complete. As 4 large characters popped out of the drawer, a train ticket and a lucky item card appeared on Chu Yangtze's chest. Congratulations to the chosen one, Chu Yangtze, for being the first to complete the mushroom picking task. First clear reward, 1 random lucky item card. Please keep your reward safe. Chosen one, Chu Yangtze discovers a hidden luck item card, rewarding her with an S-rank talent, Invisibility. S-rank Invisibility allows the user to remain invisible for 3 hours without being detected by any supernatural entities. Cooldown, 24 hours. Wow, there's even a reward for the first clear. This is the reward that the first to clear the gates deserves. 1 step ahead leads to being ahead in every step. So the young lady's name is Chu Yangtze. What a beautiful name. Chu Yangtze, surnamed Chu. Could she be from the Chu family of the Great Xia dynasty? The Chu family, the richest family in Great Xia. That's impossible. People from those big families are all spoiled. How could this woman be a member of the Chu family? The comments section was buzzing with discussion, but no one stepped forward to clarify Chu Yangtze's identity. Great sister passed. Chu Xingyun jumped up with joy. There's no news, which is better than my sister being safe and sound. Young master, may I go and rest now? A young security guard with dark circles under his eyes asked. Chu Xingyun waved his hand. Go on, get some rest, and come back to cover for me tonight. Yes, young master. The young security guard yawned, his eyelids heavy as he walked towards the next room. Chu Yangtze picked up the train ticket and the random lucky item card and examined them carefully. Tickets to the Heavenly Road. Lucky item card, Immobilize. Lucky item card, Immobilize. A one-time use item that immobilizes one chosen one for 30 minutes. 6. Is it all right to freeze the chosen one? Damn, this is inciting the chosen ones to kill each other. I take back what I said before. These first clearers shouldn't have received rewards in the first place. It seriously affects game balance. Displeased JPG. After reading the description of the immobilization card, Chu Yangtze was quite satisfied. Although she couldn't kill Cairo Annan, who could be resurrected, killing Lu Exing would definitely not be a problem. By the way, system, can I just kill Lu Exing directly? Ding, okay. But killing Liu Exing will result in a loss of villain points. Villain value, what's that? Chu Yangtze OSKED Chinese letter, Chinese letter, Chinese letter. The host can be understood as a kind of currency. The currency energy obtained from the Child of Destiny. The Child of Destiny's destiny is estimated by the system as destiny value. 1 destiny value equals 10 villain value. Villain points can be used to purchase various system items in the system shop, or to obtain various items through lotteries. They can also be used to leave the supernatural world permanently. What about the system's shopping mall? The system shop requires 10,000 villain points to unlock, and the lottery function requires 3,000 villain points to unlock. Chu Yangtze, how many villain points are needed to leave the bizarre world? 1,000,000 villain points. Chu Yangtze's pretty face darkened. 1,000,000 villain points. For the first time, she felt that this number was expensive. System, what about the newbie gift pack? Ding, the newbie gift pack has been sent to your system space. Please check it. Hearing this, Chu Yangtze's face darkened even more. So you won't give it to me unless I ask. This is too much of a bullying of honest people. System, open the newbie gift pack. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining Grandmaster level combat power. Congratulations, host. You have received a hygiene product gift pack X3. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 5 sexy lingerie outfits. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 2 casual outfits. Congratulations, host. You have obtained an evening gown X1. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 3 sneakers. Congratulations, host. You have obtained Amitabha Blue Flame Gatling Gun X1. Aside from the Gatling Gun and the Grandmaster level combat power, everything else was taken from Li Feiyu's world. Seeing that there were clothes in the newbie gift pack, Chu Yangtze's mood improved significantly. She had been going commando for the past 2 days and felt a little uncomfortable, especially since she was being broadcast live almost 24/7. Chu Yangtze didn't dare to make any big movements. Having received the newbie gift pack, Chu Yangtze immediately entered her private space, the bathroom. After washing up, Chu Yangtze reappeared in the audience's sight, dressed in a smart and casual outfit. Wow, where did Chu Yangtze get these clothes? Blind student, you've discovered the key point. The pajamas are great, don't change them. Wow. Crying sadly. Not having to wear pajamas all the time made Chu Yangtze feel much better, and a few smiles appeared on her tense face. Wow, this girl has such a beautiful smile. No way, Miss Chu Yangtze is simply my dream goddess. It's up. The comments section was filled with praise, though of course, there were also quite a few lewd and obscene remarks. There was no other way. All the projection equipment was transformed into the style of the Strange Tales of Rules live stream, forcing billions of people to watch. Even the security guards monitoring the screens could only watch the Strange Tales of Rules live stream. The minimum number of viewers in a live stream is over 6 billion, but now there are only a few thousand scattered live stream rooms. With so many people, the quality of the audience is unknown, and no one can find out exactly who they are. The Rules and Strange Tales live stream room doesn't care about these things either. On the 3rd day of the Bizarre World at 7 o'clock in the morning, Chu Yangtze, who had made preparations in advance, walked out of the mushroom house. In the distance, a rusty train stood out. The platform and ticket check are all there, as if they had always been there. Death Train. Chu Yangtze recalled a terrifying memory. Although it was a storyline provided by the system, it was no different from real-life experiences. This train will depart in 2.5 hours. Passengers who haven't boarded yet, please be mindful of the time, the ticket inspector reminded them expressionlessly. Bump! A man was thrown out of the line. Why won't you let me on the bus? The man shouted angrily. No ticket, no boarding. A tall security guard stepped forward and warned. Seeing the other person's imposing and tall stature, the man nodded repeatedly like a chicken pecking at rice. I understand, I'm sorry. Seeing the man admit his mistake, Chang'an's ferocious expression softened a bit. Keep picking mushrooms. Another train will pass by in 3 days. 3 days later. Holy crap, they're going to arrest people in this live stream again. No, I don't want to go into the live stream. What's there to be afraid of with a strategy guide? Come and catch me. I'll definitely beat that little wench's speed limit. Chu Yangtze obediently lined up at the end of the queue. There were 3 people ahead of her, not many. Hello, please show me your ticket. Chu Yangtze nodded, took out her ticket card from her pocket, and handed it to the ticket inspector. It's an honor to meet you, esteemed Ms. Chu Yangtze. Your knowledge of mushrooms is truly admirable. The ticket inspector smiled slightly, as if Chu Yangtze were some renowned mushroom expert. Chu Yangtze was stunned for a moment, then quickly smiled and thanked her. "Thank you." Chu Yangtze didn't know what was going on with the ticket inspector, but it was probably related to the mushroom identification card. Lucky item cards are unique. Only one can appear in the same instance unless the item card's effect is completely eliminated. Chapter 116, Death Train. Welcome to the Death Train. Train Rules A. 1. Please keep quiet. The train conductor doesn't like noisy people. Do not eat food given by strangers, but you can eat food given by delivery personnel. The delivery person will only appear at 8:00 a.m., 12:00 p.m., and 5:00 p.m. If they attempt to deliver outside of these times, please tell them to get lost. The flight attendants are very safe. You can always trust them. If you see a passenger wearing a green hat, please tell them the color of the hat loudly. When the train conductor inspects the premises, please greet him with a smile. No one may go to other workshops without the train conductor's permission. 8. Please remember to lock the toilet door when you use it, and do not stay in the toilet for more than 15 minutes. Smoking is not prohibited on trains, but train staff dislike it when someone smokes. 10. When the train suddenly stops, please fasten your seatbelt. As soon as Chu Yangtze stepped onto the train, new rules appeared in her mind. Beep, there are 5 errors in Train Rule A. 5 errors, Chu Yangtze pondered to herself. Chu Yangtze knew there were errors in the train rules, but there were 2 other errors she was not yet aware of. In the original plot memory, item 5, tell him loudly the color of his hat, is incorrect. Item 6, smile and greet him, is incorrect. And item 10, please fasten your seatbelt, is incorrect. These are all lessons Chu Yangtze learned from the bloody experiences she witnessed firsthand. The train conductor prefers quiet, so he must walk quietly through the carriages, or he will be thrown off the train. Tell the cuckold the color of your hat loudly, and he'll put the hat on your head and slap your skull off. If you fasten your seatbelt after the train stops, you risk becoming a sacrifice to the eerie creatures shrouded in mist. In the original storyline, only 11 people successfully passed the death train level. Of the 11,111 people who entered the Rules of the Strange Tales live stream in the first batch, only 11 officially participated in the mushroom feast. Chu Yangtze found the seat corresponding to her ticket, and an ordinary-looking girl was already sitting in the outer seat. "Hello, my name is Cairo Annan. We'll be friends from now on," Cairo Annan greeted sincerely. "Oh wow, 2 cheaters have met. Good, good, good. With sisters united, their strength can break through anything." Reborn in the future, Chu Yangtze and Cairo Annan working together, what obstacle can't they overcome? Great, our female-centric drama is here. An external brain plus an infinite resurrection armor. Isn't this just infinite deduction? "Annan, you'd better hold on tight." "Excuse me," Chu Yangtze said coldly. Cairo Annan looked disappointed. Her outstretched hands slowly fell, and she reluctantly made way for Chu Yangtze. Beep, the Lady of Destiny. Cairo Annan has been detected. Cairo Annan's panel. Name Cairo Annan. Gender female. Age 18. Combat strength none. Faction none. Cheat code infinite resurrection. Only works in the weird world. Luck value 360,000. Luck level orange. Height 155 cm. Charm 5 for unrelated people. 10 for important male supporting characters and the male lead. 5 for normal people. 10 is the human limit. Chest circumference. Hip circumference. Fold. The protagonist. Cairo Annan is the protagonist of Destiny. Ding, yes, Cairo Annan is also a protagonist of Destiny. Why do you say this is considered a female-oriented novel? Ding, the host can also think that way. No wonder, Chu Yangtze suddenly realized. No wonder that bastard Liu Exing betrayed her in the original plot and conspired with Cairo Annan to kill her. It turns out that their fates were intertwined like this. Fiancé, haha. What a load of rubbish. Chu Yangtze is so unlucky to have ended up with a piece of trash like Liu Exing. Fortunately, he died a peaceful death, unlike those male-oriented novels where he becomes a harem member. This can be considered a stroke of luck amidst misfortune. System, view my personal panel. Host panel. Name Chu Yangtze. Gender female. Age 23. Combat strength, peak grandmaster. Power, great Ziachu family. Technique, none. Villain value, 0. Items, hygiene product, gift set X3, sexy lingerie X5, casual wear X2, evening dress X1, sneakers X3, Amitabha blue flame Gatling gun X1. Height 176 cm. Charisma, 9, 5 for the average person, 10 is the human limit. Chest circumference, hip circumference, fold. Upon seeing the detailed descriptions of her own body, Chu Yangxi's pretty face darkened horribly. System, there's no need to display the rest. Chu Yangxi warned through gritted teeth. She's saying all sorts of nonsense. Doesn't Miss Chu have any shame? What sensitive areas, what erogenous zones, how come she doesn't know? And what about white? How can such things be shown? Beep, please take a look at your body. Chu Yangxi, forget it, the system is an idiot and doesn't understand those things. She's too lazy to bother with it. Anyway, she can't stop the system from doing whatever it wants, so let it do as it pleases. Sister, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell? You look so pale. Cairo Annan anxiously shook Chu Yangxi's arm. Chu Yangxi snapped out of her daze, quickly pulled her arm away, looked at Cairo Annan with indifferent eyes, and coldly replied, "It's nothing." Cairo Annan didn't notice Chu Yangxi's coldness and assumed Chu Yangxi was an ice queen, so she continued to chatter. "Sister, my name is Cairo Annan, Cairo as in George and as in peace. What's your name, sister?" Cairo Annan was not discouraged, and planned to use her enthusiasm to become good friends with Chu Yangxi. Chu Yangxi from the Chu family of the Great Xia dynasty. Chu Yangxi, thoroughly annoyed, finally stated her name and background. "Awesome, it really is the Chu family of the Great Xia dynasty, awesome. The Chu family of Great Xia, the richest family in Great Xia. A family with a 1,000-year history, produced quite a few founding fathers in the past. I've heard that the Chu family owns businesses all over the world, and even overseas royal families hold the Chu family in high esteem. You may not know this, but it is said that the Chu family was the royal family of the Tianchu dynasty more than 3,000 years ago. Later, the Tianchu dynasty was destroyed due to internal strife, and the Tianchu royal family changed their surname to Chu to commemorate the Tianchu dynasty. Dude, you're something else. You know all this stuff." No, I just like history. Sister rich lady, I'm hungry, I need food, I need a hug. If the rich lady chooses me, I'm in." "No." "So it's Sister Chu." Cairo Annan's eyes lit up. "The Chu family of Daxia is the richest family in the Daxia kingdom. I never expected that this beautiful lady would have such a powerful background. I'm so envious." Seeing that Cairo Annan is still just as silly as in the original story, Chu Yangxi became more and more speechless. Such an idiot, and Lu Exing and his people are scrambling to lick his shit like dogs. No wonder she's the heroine of destiny. She really doesn't make any sense. That's outrageous. Sister Chu. Just as Cairo Annan was about to speak, Chu Yangxi quickly took out a slightly poisonous mushroom from her pocket through the system space and stuffed it directly into Cairo Annan's mouth. The speechless mushroom. It silences people for a short time, making them quiet down. The effect is excellent. Ding, the host's silence has deeply hurt the young heart of the chosen one, Cairo Annan. Cairo Annan feels wronged and wants to cry, but is afraid of being bullied by the host. In a fit of anger, she gives the host 1,000 luck points free of charge. The host gains 10,000 villain points. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Black Circle, letter FF89 Heart Suit. Chapter 117, please, do not get off halfway. So that's how it is, so that's how villain points are obtained, Chu Yangxi realized. Gaining villain points by attacking the Lady of Fortune's emotions is not difficult. In fact, it's quite simple. Every human being has weaknesses and fears, including her. The state of being not elated by external gains, nor saddened by personal losses, is something even the person who uttered those words could not achieve, let alone ordinary people like them. Well then, Cairo Annan, my revenge begins. Enjoy it. A cold glint flashed in Chu Yangxi's eyes. Holy crap, Sister Chu's look just now scared me. Is this the legendary aura? I'm in love. Greedy JPG X3. Queen, step on me. Cairo Annan, who was standing next to her, suddenly felt a chill, even though the carriage was not cold. Abah. Cairo Annan tried to squeeze out a few words. Chu Yangxi looked over and saw that Cairo Annan was almost crying. The effects will be finished in 3 hours. You'd better keep quiet. I've picked a lot of these mushrooms. Chu Yangxi's icy voice echoed in Cairo Annan's ears. Cairo Annan immediately shut her mouth and sat up straight, leaning back against the chair. Queen, please punish me as you please. Begging for mercy, JPG. Sister Feng is so cool. She really made me cry so much, tears welling up in JPG. Are you all blind? Can't you see that Chu Yangxi is bullying someone? What do you mean by bullying? This is clearly a reward. Yes, this kind of award should be given to me. Isn't everyone saying that Chu Yangxi is suspected of being a reincarnated person? Isn't it normal for a reincarnated person to handle personal grudges? You can't treat people like this. You're not Chu Yangtze. How would you know what she went through in her past life? An argument broke out in the live stream. Seeing that Cairo Annan had finally calmed down, Chu Yangtze also adjusted her seat and closed her eyes to rest. 2 hours later, the flight attendant walked to carriage number 7, where Chu Yangtze was, and said expressionlessly, "The lost train 5274 will depart in half an hour. Passengers, please fasten your seat belts and get ready. Now I'll explain the train rules. Death Train Rules B. Once the train has started moving, please do not move around unnecessarily to avoid causing congestion. Please remain quiet and do not disturb other passengers. If you feel disturbed, please call the cabin crew for assistance. Please remember to lock the toilet door after using it. If the indicator light above the toilet is red, it means someone is inside and you cannot enter. If the indicator light is green, it means no one is inside and you can use it. The window covers are part of the train's protection and must never be removed. Damaging these covers could lead to serious consequences. Train staff uniforms are black. If the uniform is not black, you cannot grant any of their requests. The train conductor will check on the carriages from time to time. Simply greet him with a glance. The train conductor is absolutely right. You can always trust his decisions. The train has only 9 carriages. There is no 10th carriage. Please do not get off the bus midway. Wow, Rule B came out so quickly. I feel that Rule B is completely correct. What should I do? It looks perfectly fine. Everything should be correct. Beep, 3 errors detected in Rule B. You can check using the villain value. 3 places, Chu Yangtze nodded. Of the 3 mistakes, Chu Yangtze recognized 2 of them after walking through the site once. Don't make eye contact with the train conductor, or they'll remember you. Later on, the train conductor will deliberately sacrifice a group of people to the Mist Lord, so you can't completely trust what the train conductor says. As for the 3rd error, Chu Yangtze hadn't thought of it yet, but she guessed it was also related to the train conductor. Hello, please make way. A beautiful woman from Jiangnan, dressed in traditional Chinese clothing, smiled at Cairo Annan and Chu Yangtze. Chu Yangtze looked up and discovered that this woman was actually a stranger, someone who had never appeared in the plot. System, check if this person is normal, Chu Yangtze asked solemnly. Ding, nothing special, no ill intent towards the host. Nothing special. Hearing this, Chu Yangtze couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. He politely and gracefully stood up to make way for her. The beautiful woman from Jiangnan smiled slightly, sat down in the innermost seat by the window, and closed her eyes to rest. Cairo Annan secretly glanced at the beautiful young woman resting with her eyes closed at the innermost part of the room, and compared her with the mature and sophisticated Chu Yangtze next to her. She couldn't help but feel a sense of defeat. Come on, Cairo Annan, you have to try to become friends with them. Cairo Annan quickly cheered up again. Another stunning beauty has arrived. This live stream is truly worthwhile. Wow, this young woman is really... Boom! Before the words could be finished, the roof collapsed, and the spirit of a middle-aged man with a sleazy appearance vanished forever. Meanwhile, most of the people outside Chu Yangtze and Cairo Annan's live stream either had accidents or died, and the number of viewers in the live stream decreased significantly. However, the quality of the viewers in the live stream also improved. Villain System 95666. Chen Zhou, you've been doing a good job with your recent missions. Minister Feng, you flatter me. These are merely my duties, Chen Zhou quickly replied modestly. This woman is no ordinary person. She was the former head of the villainous branch of the Time and Space Administration Bureau and a big figure in the previous Chaos era. Chen Zhou knew nothing else about her. If the other party hadn't deliberately revealed their identity, Chen Zhou would never have been able to figure it out, even if he calculated it until his death. That was a long time ago. Now your minister is Chen Yi, I'm not your superior. Feng Ziyu smiled slightly without any air of superiority. Even the slightest trace of his aura was perfectly concealed, returning to simplicity and following the natural way, just like an ordinary person. Then you're also one of our former leaders. Chen Zhou didn't dare to be negligent. Regarding this woman, the Time-Space database only mentions a few words. Minister of the Villain Department of the Upper Chaos Era, Saint Realm Cultivation, Taoist partner Chen Nian. And that was it. Detailed information was beyond Chen Zhou's current capabilities. Feng Ziyu nodded. You do your task, don't worry about me. Yes, Chen Zhou replied honestly. The guy above was pretending to be weak while secretly on a private visit, and unexpectedly he ran into him. What luck. Tusk. 25 minutes later, a cold, unexpected voice rang out from inside the train. Chosen ones, the train is about to depart. Please prepare yourselves. Final stop, Mushroom Manor. Are we finally leaving? That's great. Cairo Annan felt a surge of joy. She had had enough of the 3 days of mushroom picking, especially at night, when she could easily be bitten to death if she wasn't careful. For Cairo Annan, being able to leave that awful place was better than anything else. Cairo Annan glanced at the two calm and beautiful women beside her, and felt much more relaxed. Since someone's teaming up with me this time, I shouldn't be in such a bad situation, Cairo Annan comforted herself. The death train level is starting. I can't wait. Two beauties together, what a feast for the eyes. And the one next to her who can resurrect infinitely, she's actually pretty ordinary looking. Are you being polite upstairs? Ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter. Laughing emoji. Boom. With the sound of an engine, the death train slowly started moving and headed towards the mist. Chapter 118, The Unpunctual Deliver. As the train started moving, Chu Yangtze immediately opened her beautiful eyes. From now on, she had to be on high alert. The real danger has already arrived. The death train, as its name suggests, is a train that accompanies countless deaths. Not only the chosen ones die, but even NPCs die. They can't really be called NPCs. They're more like natives of this world, locals struggling to survive in this bizarre world after it was assimilated by the supernatural. Hey bro, how did you spend your nights the other day? A talkative guy asked quietly to the person next to him. The man glanced briefly at the chatterbox, then neither answered nor made any further moves, his eyes fixed on the train door ahead. Train Rule A. 1. Please keep quiet. The train conductor doesn't like noisy people. This man kept this in mind and didn't engage in conversation with the talkative person next to him. Although the train conductor is not here now, he can probably say a few words without much trouble, but he can't guarantee when the conductor will come to inspect, so he doesn't dare to say a word. Seeing that the middle-aged man beside him did not answer, the talkative man had no choice but to give up and stop talking. The carriage returned to silence. Even Cairo Annan, who loves to talk, didn't dare to say another word even though the effect of the speechless mushroom had disappeared. Feng Ziyu leaned against the window, resting with her eyes closed, as if she were just going on a trip to a distant place. Chu Yangtze glanced at it briefly, without disturbing or reminding anyone. Chu Yangtze knew that the unintentional choice of the beautiful woman from Jiangnan beside her was safer than that of most people. With Cairo Annan, the monster attracting meat bun around, as long as the rules aren't broken, getting through this level is easy. From a slight angle behind him, Lu Exing kept his eyes on Cairo Annan and Chu Yangtze. The former Cairo Annan was someone Lu Exing met during the mushroom-picking activity. Cairo Annan's enthusiasm, kindness, and courage aroused Lu Exing's special feelings. The latter, Chu Yangtze, is Lu Exing's fiancée. Of course, this was only something Lu Exing's grandfather mentioned to Chu Yangtze's grandfather back then. Chu Yangtze's grandfather only gave a tactful reply. It depends on Yangtze's future wishes. Lu Exing also listened to his grandfather Lu Guan's advice and tried to communicate more with Chu Yangtze. Unfortunately, Chu Yangtze was too proud, and Lu Exing didn't like strong women. But this was Lu Guan's request, so Lu Exing had no choice but to suppress his displeasure and patiently get along with Chu Yangtze. Unfortunately, Chu Yangtze remained indifferent, and throughout the entire university year, Lu Exing never even managed to hold her hand. Because of this, Lu Exing was criticized by his grandfather Lu Guan no less than 100 times. From that moment on, Lu Exing developed a strange resentment towards this woman who was outstanding in family background, appearance, and talent, and even developed a strange resistance towards women in general. It wasn't until he met Cairo Annan 2 days ago, and was moved and redeemed by her kindness, that Lu Exing's cold heart began to feel a little warm. Chu Yangtze naturally also discovered this scoundrel, who, along with Cairo Annan, had ruined her life on the original timeline. Fiancé, she never truly acknowledged any fiancé in her heart. She just didn't dislike him much before. If it weren't for this messy live stream of strange tales, and things had just unfolded, Chu Yangtze would have considered marrying this guy who had always been pretty decent since childhood. Now that she thinks about it, Chu Yangtze wishes she could go back in time and slap her past self a few times. What kind of taste did she have? How could she even be attracted to such a rotten person? Fortunately, the strange rules of the live stream intervened, allowing Chu Yangtze to see Lu Exing's true colors. The arrival of the Destiny villain system further strengthened Chu Yangxi's determination to be beautiful on her own. Mary, forget about it. Even if she grows old and dies a lifetime as a single dog, Chu Yangxi will never settle for less. System, open the land travel panel, Chu Yangxi said calmly. When Lu Exing entered the train at the checkpoint and approached Chu Yangxi, the Destiny villain system had already detected the chosen one, Lu Exing. Upon hearing that Lu Exing was the chosen one, Chu Yangxi was in a state of confusion and was busy adjusting her mindset, so she didn't check immediately. When she had completely calmed down, the train started, and Chu Yangxi's thoughts were temporarily drawn to the future memory of the death train. Now that things are clear again, Chu Yangxi finally has time to focus her attention. Land travel panel. Name Lu Exing. Gender male. Age 24. Combat strength, slightly stronger than an average person. Faction, Lu family of the Demon Sea. Game Shark selection hint system. Luck value, 130,000. Luck level white. Height, 180 cm. Charisma, 8.2. 5 for a normal person, 10 is the human limit. Items held, none. Length, 6 cm. Ifold. With her luck value completely crushed by Kaio Anan, it's no wonder the original trajectory would focus on Kaio Anan. Chu Yangxi realized this. Although she didn't like reading novels, she still knew some information about male-oriented novels. His background is strange, his parents are gone, he is either being hunted down or unable to return. He loves all the beautiful women. He will ascend to the immortal platform, break through the 9 heavens, and live forever without defeat. In any case, the vast majority of them are of average or good looks, occasionally wearing Nike, and very few have the as handsome as Jade, a peerless gentleman trope. Moreover, most of them don't pay attention to their clothes or appearance. They say they don't care about worldly opinions, but in reality, they get angry if you say a few words to them. There are many more examples like these, all of which are stereotypes. Chu Yangxi never bothered to interfere with these things for no reason. As long as they didn't appear in front of her and annoy her, she would pretend not to see them. If the original plot hadn't unfolded with Kaio Anan coming to Chu Yangxi with those manipulative words like, "I'm with Lu Exing," or "I want your blessing," Chu Yangxi would have been too lazy to even acknowledge the two of them. After all, it's a matter of free love. You can just talk about it openly, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, Chu Yangxi had never received any ambiguous gifts from Lu Exing. She would always return the ordinary gifts she received with gifts of equal value. In fact, neither of them owed the other anything. The two had never been in a relationship, and the marriage agreement was just a verbal promise. If the two elderly people hadn't been comrades in arms, no one would have taken it seriously. In the original storyline, Chu Yangxi angrily cursed Kaio Anan a couple of times, which displeased Kaio Anan's suitors, especially Lu Exing, who was acting like a domineering CEO. He comforted Kaio Anan while slandering Chu Yangxi and tried his best to vent Kaio Anan's anger. The most important thing is still that sentence. Chu Yangxi was once my fiancée. I have never liked her. It was all because she was the one who kept bothering me. Then Kaio Anan, this fickle and romantic woman, believed it. Finally, as expected, during the mushroom feast, the two devised a plan to make Chu Yangxi, who was unfamiliar with mushrooms, eat the destruction mushroom. Banged, Chu Yangxi became a fragment of a hero. "Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is ready. What would you like to order?" The food delivery girl called out expressionlessly. Everyone looked up at the time. 11:06, 54 minutes before 12:00. They agreed to give it to Mao. "Get out, I don't want to eat," the man in the front row boldly shouted. The delivery girl noted down the man who had insulted her and moved on to the next customer. "Sir, may I ask you?" Before the delivery girl could finish speaking, the second man immediately started cursing. "Get lost, stay away from me. You damned woman, I'd rather starve to death today, die here, jump off the train and fall to my death, or be run over by a train than eat a single bite of your food. Standard-faced woman, stay away from me, I don't need you. Get away from me." The delivery girl noted down the faces and locations of each person, then continued walking until she reached Chu Yangxi and her group. "Madam, what would you like to order? P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. I grove, I acute. Is this rule in chapter 119 right or wrong? Anan, don't agree to her request. Anan, just tell her to get lost like the other people did. What will they choose next? No need, thank you." Kaio Anan gave a typical innocent and sweet smile. The delivery girl nodded expressionlessly. then looked at Chu Yangtze and Feng Ziyu sitting inside, and asked with the same expressionless face, "Ladies, what would you like to order?" "Ah, no, why are you being polite at a time like this? Didn't you see how the people in front of you were doing it?" As expected, he's hopeless. If he couldn't be resurrected, he would probably have died hundreds of times over. What are you talking about? If you can be resurrected, what's there to be afraid of? You can be resurrected anyway, so what's the big deal if you make a mistake? Forget it, let's just watch what Sister Chu Yangtze does. A beautiful woman swearing, the contrast is adorable. A glass of watermelon juice, a plate of stir-fried squid, a crispy roast chicken, a serving of spiced rice, and a cup of coffee, thank you. Chu Yangtze listed the dishes in an orderly fashion. "No, why are you ordering food? Rich lady, don't misunderstand." "Why, my rich sister is gone crying in grief. Let's play spicy. Let's play spicy this time, let's go all out with spicy food. Sister Chu, don't give up hope. You're so young, so beautiful, so rich, and you don't even have a girlfriend. Why are you so desperate?" Crying uncontrollably. "We thought they were reborn, but it seems we were wrong." Shaking head and wry smile. "Okay." The delivery girl took out one food item after another from the special food cabinet that Chu Yangtze had ordered. Chu Yangtze politely said thank you, then took the food one by one and placed it on the spacious table in front of her. "Wait, what's going on? Doesn't the rules say the delivery guy has to get lost? How come he can actually order food and nothing's happened? Good heavens, how did Chu Yangtze know that the rules were wrong? This is not scientific. Hello, a glass of red wine, a fruit salad, and a medium rare steak, please." Feng Ziyu smiled slightly and casually ordered 3 dishes. "Okay." The delivery girl nodded slightly and took out the items Feng Ziyu had ordered from the special food cabinet. "6 a second time. The truth is out, this rule is definitely wrong. If Sister Feng does it this way, then there must be something wrong with this rule. The delivery person will only appear at 8:00 a.m., 12:00 p.m., and 5:00 p.m. If they attempt to deliver outside of these times, please tell them to get lost. Everyone immediately thought of Rule A, Section 3 of the train rules, which clearly states the 3 time periods for starting food delivery. The second half of the sentence, "Tell her to get lost when delivering food at other times," seems abrupt in reality, but it's quite reasonable in the world of rule-based supernatural tales. Since there were no errors in the rules for picking mushrooms, everyone subconsciously assumed that the rules were correct, and that the chosen unlucky guy was just playing word games. Especially since the people ahead of him followed the rules and told the deliveryman to get lost, without any problems. Everyone believed that the rule was correct. Now the 2 beauties, Chu Yangtze and Feng Ziyu, completely ignored the second half of Rule A, Section 3 of the train rules, and ordered food directly, and nothing happened. These 2 choices are completely opposite, but both answers are correct. This is so annoying. What's wrong with Rule A, Rule 3? What's wrong with Rule 3 of Train Rules A? Does anyone know? This is so mind-bending. How can 2 opposing answers appear at the same time without a right or wrong answer? Frantically scratching head JPG. Even the expert groups from various countries, who were just bored out of their minds, couldn't figure out whether this rule was correct or not. There was too little information to make any sense of it. Whether we cursed or not, nothing serious happened. Even ordering food didn't cause any problems. Could it be that this rule is invalid? A young expert asked. It won't be ridiculed by other experts anytime soon. If the rules are invalid, then what's the point of setting rules? And what's the point of calling it a Rule Tales live stream? "Young man, you're still too green," an old man said with a smile, shaking his head. Seeing this, the young expert wisely shut his mouth and quietly watched the senior expert speak. He didn't want to see what these old fogies were really capable of, since they were so arrogant and condescending. Feng Ziyu ate the fruit gracefully, glancing at Chu Yangtze beside her with interest. Chu Yangtze felt something was off, but she couldn't quite put her finger on it, so she decided not to think about it any further for the time being. Chu Yangtze thought about it and finally decided to wait and see. If this woman had a problem, other clues would definitely be revealed later. There's no rush. Train Rule A. The delivery person will only appear at 8:00 a.m., 12:00 p.m., and 5:00 p.m. If they attempt to deliver outside of these times, please tell them to get lost. The flight attendants are very safe. You can always trust them. Pay special attention to point 4. The flight attendants are very safe. You can always trust them, which is a bit unusual. It was by seeing this rule and combining it with her memory of the original plot that Chu Yangtze found the error in rule number 3. The flight attendants are safe and can always be trusted. This point clearly has a higher priority than point. However, appearances and reality are different. Just because something appears to have a high priority on the surface does not mean that the statement about it having a high priority is true. Chu Yangtze knew the subsequent plot trajectory, which is why she was able to successfully find the error in Rule A, Clause 3 of the train. So far, nothing has been violated, but what about later? The Rules Tales livestream has never said that the punishment for wrong decisions would be carried out immediately. In the storyline, those who were sacrificed were all people who had cursed the food deliveryman, greeted the train conductor, or shared a deep gaze with him. By reviewing the plot and working backward, Chu Yangtze discovered the error in Rule A, Section 3 of the train rules. The statement, "Please tell her to get out," is wrong. The correct answer is order food. Politely refusing or telling the delivery person to get lost are both wrong answers. The harsher the insults, the higher the priority of the sacrifice sequence. In the original storyline, Chu Yangtze simply shook her head, refusing in the most lenient way, which is why she and the other 10 people got off the bus safely. Kaio Annan, on the other hand, relied on her amazing resurrection ability to survive until the end. With Kaio Annan as a self-sustaining, food point, the only one who was sacrificed 3 times in the end was the small-breasted, brainless, and naive Kaio Annan, while the others could only tremble in fear. Having figured out the 4th mistake, Chu Yangtze began to dine elegantly. The delivery girl continued walking into the back of the carriage, asking without expression if anyone wanted to order. However, the others didn't dare to order either, following the crowd and refusing the delivery girl's offer, though their attitude was much gentler. Kaio Annan looked at the 2 elegant women dining with a puzzled expression, her foolish eyes full of confusion. "Sir, what would you like to order?" The delivery girl looked at Lu Exing expressionlessly. Lu Exing thought for a moment and finally calmly replied, "No need, thank you." He disdained to choose what Chu Yangtze had chosen. "Ding, host has selected the wrong device." "What, I was wrong?" Lu Exing's eyes widened. The bolder person next to me ordered a hairy crab and a roast suckling pig, and the delivery lady quickly brought out the corresponding food. I misspoke earlier, I want a portion." The delivery girl interrupted in a completely emotionless voice. "You can't go back on your choice." After saying that, the delivery girl continued walking to the back and asked other passengers according to the procedure. Lu Exing was left behind with a face full of resentment. It's unclear whether Lu Exing resents the food delivery natives or Chu Yangtze for taking away the right choice, or both. Because of the precedent set by Chu Yangtze and Feng Ziyu, many people ordered food afterward, and those who refused were much better than the first few. After delivering the meals to carriage number 7, the delivery girl returned to the break room with a hint of joy in her eyes. This time, there were a few more people in the sacrifice sequence. Chapter 120, The First Horrific Sacrifice. At 12:00 noon, a male food deliveryman pushed a food cart out of the front of the vehicle. Everyone glanced at the time. 12:00 noon. Great, it's finally here, the lunch they've been longing for. Upon reaching the middle of the aisle for the first row of passengers, the male food deliveryman, without asking any questions, simply tossed the corresponding number of boxed meals onto the table in front of the passengers who hadn't ordered. In just a moment, all the boxed meals were thrown away. The group exchanged bewildered glances, their eyes filled with astonishment. 12:00 delivery, it really was delivered right at midnight. This is truly a live stream about strange rules. Even the NPCs follow the rules so well. "Brothers, do you know how those boxed lunches came about?" "Didn't see it," shrugs and shakes head. "Anyway, it just went whoosh, and then it was gone. I didn't notice it until the food was already on the table." In this world of strange and uncanny rules, why are you all overthinking things? It's perfectly normal. Everyone opened their lunchboxes in bewilderment. Inside was a simple, plain braised rice dish, which seemed to be a kind of mushroom braised rice. They didn't recognize the mushrooms, but they thought they weren't poisonous. Chu Yangtze glanced at Kaio Annan's lunchbox. Small shiitake mushroom. A common mushroom with a rich, savory aroma, unique to the Eerie world and non-toxic. The box was opened, and the entire carriage was filled with a unique aroma that stimulated the appetite. Sniff, sniff, Tilda. Someone couldn't help but take a couple more breaths. "It smells so good," Kaio Annan couldn't help but exclaim. 2 cold eyes swept towards Kaio Annan. Kaio Annan suddenly felt a chill down her spine, quickly shut her mouth, and looked down at her lunch with a wronged expression. "If you don't want me to talk, then don't. Why are you being so fierce?" Cairo Annan shoved mouthfuls of rice into her mouth, venting her dissatisfaction. Ding, the host's gaze has hurt the young heart of the chosen one, Cairo Annan. Feeling wronged and slightly angry, Cairo Annan willingly grants the host 1,000 luck points. The host gains 10,000 villain points. Hey, this kind of mushroom is called a mini shiitake mushroom. It comes from a small world where mushrooms are abundant. Besides this kind of mushroom, that small world also has perfect mushrooms, mushrooms that are perfect in color, aroma, and taste. All right, no need for introductions. I've been to that world, Feng Ziyu said calmly. Oh, I understand. A pink pig's head lowered its head dejectedly. She felt useless, unable to help the big boss at all. Feng Ziyu gently patted the head of this wild system and comforted it in a gentle voice. All right, Zaya Oki, don't be sad. Didn't you want to join the Time and Space Administration? Let's work hard together, and one day we will realize our dreams. Yes, thank you so much. The wild system's little cheese eyes were filled with light. Being able to be linked with a powerful figure is the luckiest thing that has ever happened to her. That's right, Feng Ziyu, alias Feng Ziyu, one of the permanent elders of the Time and Space Administration Council, is also bound to a wild, quick transmigration system. Bored, Feng Ziyu concealed her identity and accompanied this wild system with low intelligence on aimless wanderings. However, all the missions were deliberately guided by Feng Ziyu. The reason she hasn't been caught all these years is because Feng Ziyu's Taoist partner, Chen Nian, is the head of the Judgment Hall of the Time and Space Administration Bureau. They're all on the same side, so they haven't bothered with her. Otherwise, someone like Peppa Pig, a wild noob system who illegally intrudes everywhere, would have been slapped to death long ago. Feng Ziyu leaned against the window and closed her eyes to rest again, completely ignoring the rules of the Strange Tales live stream. System, are you sure this woman is really normal? Chu Yangtze asked again, still doubtful. Ding, host, this person is just an ordinary, unremarkable person. Don't overthink it. She has no hostility towards you. I suggest you team up with her so you can look out for each other. I see, Chu Yangtze was puzzled. This Jiangnan beauty's behavior was clearly unlike that of an ordinary person. The system usually spoke little, but when asked, this woman became unusually talkative and even suggested that she join a team. Strange, very strange. There must be something fishy going on that she doesn't know about. Chu Yangtze pondered for a long time, but couldn't think of anything more. But she remembered the advice given by the beautiful stranger who didn't want to reveal her name to team up with her. Suddenly, the train came to a screeching halt, and the carriage lights began to flash wildly. Warning, warning, the train is under attack, the train is under attack. Please fasten your seatbelts and do not leave your seats. The last two alarms came and went quickly, just like a real, fierce attack. Holy crap, this weirdo can even attack on its own. We're really going to take this seriously. This time, the train might not be able to withstand the crisis. The death train is death really beginning now. Bitter wry smile. Countless viewers became tense, and few even noticed the rapidly increasing number of viewers in the upper right corner of the live stream. A new round of mushroom gathering has quietly begun, this time targeting 100,000 lucky individuals who have viewed the guide. Snap, the train plunged into darkness. A series of blood-curdling screams rose and fell, creating an extremely eerie atmosphere. Thousands of live streams simultaneously displayed the message. The celestial being you are watching has been killed. In 3 seconds, something eerie will descend upon reality. Please be prepared. The live stream will automatically redirect in 10 seconds. Damn, what happened? Are they all dead? What the hell is this difficulty level? The train level wiped out the whole team. Are these rules just a joke? What the hell? How did they suddenly get wiped out? Viewers in the live streams who saw the chosen one die were all bewildered and made comments. 10 seconds later, the vast majority of automatically redirected live streams feature either men or women, and they all share one thing in common. They all start in the same identical initial small room. Everyone else was completely dumbfounded. What is this? Is this a new round starting? In the live stream, most people were seen burying their faces in their hands and weeping, while some lay in bed in despair. Just now, I was getting really into watching it when suddenly, I was transported into a bizarre world. The contrast is so stark, even Ultraman would cry. Why did you choose me? I don't want to die, I want to go home, I want to find my mom. Why am I so unlucky and miserable? My wife ran away, my child isn't hers, and my house is being auctioned off. Why did they choose me? I want to go home, I want to go home, take me home. I'll never peep at the widow bathing again, The live stream was filled with cries and screams. Entering the rules of the Strange Tales live stream is no different from a death sentence, especially since these people saw the black screen of the live stream before entering and mistakenly thought that the chosen ones in the first row were all dead. If there's no hope of survival, what's the point of knowing how to pass the first level if you're ultimately wiped out on the death train? What's the point of passing the mushroom gathering level then? What the hell? Why are they arresting people? Holy crap, what's going on? Could it be that all the chosen ones in the first row are dead? The audience watching the wailing and screaming in the live stream were all dumbfounded. Everything was fine just a moment ago, and then, with a snap, it was all gone. Go, Sister Chu Yangtze. Sister Zai, you must take good care of yourself. Lu Exing, don't see me off. Cairo Anan, hold on. You can still be resurrected anyway. Brother, take care. Sister-in-law Ammon will take good care of you. As everyone watched the pitch-black darkness and heard the screams, their hearts were in their throats, fearing that their favorite chosen one had died in this disaster. Chu Yangtze leaned back calmly, her bright eyes looking at Feng Ziyu beside her, only to find that the other person was also looking at her. Chu Yangtze was startled by those beautiful eyes that seemed to pierce her soul, as if she were standing naked in front of them. Little Yangtze, you're scared? Feng Ziyu teased jokingly. Hearing the other person call out her name, Chu Yangtze was immediately terrified and broke out in a cold sweat. If I remember correctly, I haven't said a single word to this beauty from Jiangnan since I got on the train, Chu Yangtze thought to herself. Similarly, the other party only spoke at the beginning and when ordering food. The rest of the time they were resting with their eyes closed. Remembering what the system had said earlier, Chu Yangtze's heart rate slowly returned to normal, and she asked in a serious voice, "How do you know my name?" Feng Ziyu smiled gently. "We'll know once we calculate it. My space and yours are completely isolated, so you don't need to worry about making noise and attracting monsters," Feng Ziyu added gently. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Symbol 336, letter 15 DC, symbol 336. Chapter 121, Pink Skull. Cairo Anan was too scared to make a sound, fearing that she would be devoured alive by the monster just like the previous 2 days. Lu Exing pretended to be calm, leaning back against the seat, his breathing slow like a dead man. Damn it, what's going on in this weird and strange live stream? How did so many monsters get onto the train? Lu Exing cursed inwardly. Damn it, this choice suggestion system is completely useless at a crucial moment. What should I do? What should I do? Listening to the terrifying chewing sounds around him, Lu Exing panicked. Faced with this sudden turn of events, Lu Exing was completely at a loss and didn't know what to do next. Should we try to leave? The thought of escaping crossed Lu Exing's mind. Lu Exing placed his hand on the seatbelt lock, making a move as if to unbuckle the seatbelt. Ding, host has selected the wrong device. The selection prompt system unexpectedly issued a selection error message. Upon hearing the error message, Lu Exing immediately let go of the seatbelt, no longer daring to consider unfastening it. It seems the seatbelt can't be unfastened. Lu Exing got the correct answer. Looks like we'll just have to wait. Lu Exing gave a wry smile. He slowed his breathing, his thin body pressed against the backrest, waiting for the crisis to end. Sensing that the first sacrifice was about to end, Feng Ziyu flicked her jade fingers, and in an instant, a pale pink skull suddenly appeared in her seat. Little Yangtze, enjoy yourself. Sister is leaving now, Feng Ziyu said softly in farewell. Her voice carried a hint of gentleness, yet it also sent chills down one's spine. Then Feng Ziyu's white clothes suddenly turned into a bright blood red. Her beautiful eyes also turned into a pair of blood-red pupils, and her long black hair cascaded down her shoulders like a waterfall, making her look like a strange female ghost. The figure slowly faded away and disappeared into the train. At the same time, the eeriness in the train dissipated, and the entire train fell silent once more. Click, the light flashed. The train has regained its sight. Holy crap, it's finally over. We weren't wiped out, that's great. Holy crap, there are so many skeletons. The entire carriage was just a skeleton. It really scared me. What exactly happened? The viewers in the live stream became active again. Sister Chu's face is so pale, what did she just see? Wah covers mouth and cries. Holy crap, when did a pink skeleton appear next to me? Holy crap, that beautiful girl is gone. A beautiful woman. I can't remember what that woman looked like. Was anyone there before? Viewers' memories of Feng Ziyu began to fade. They only vaguely remembered that there was a woman sitting in a certain spot, that the woman was very beautiful, and then they couldn't remember anything else. Chu Yangtze looked at the pink skeleton beside her with confusion. completely unable to understand why Feng Ziyu had left this pink skeleton behind. System, what's so special about this pink skull? Ding, host, this is just an artificial calcium carbonate skeleton, a useless decoration. Don't worry about it. Decorative items, Chu Yangtze nodded. I didn't investigate further. In this sacrifice, 60% of the chosen ones on the death train departed in regret, with a smaller proportion departing from carriage number 7, and only 30% of the chosen ones turning into skeletons. Through the survivors' live stream, most viewers were terrified by the horrific scene in the Rules of the Strange Tales live stream, and the more timid ones even went to change their pants. Thousands boarded the death train, and before they even met the conductor, almost half of them had already left. This terrifying elimination rate was a real shock to the audience. The viewers in the live stream still don't know which rules these people violated. Experts from various countries, unorthodox analysts, and top think tanks discussed the matter for a long time, but still had no clue. Sister Yangtze, is that person really dead? Kaio Annan looked at Chu Yangtze with a breakdown. Chu Yangtze glanced at the pink skull beside her, neither nodding nor shaking her head, letting Kaio Annan fill in the blanks in her mind. Well, Kaio Annan covered her mouth and started crying. Although she had experienced life and death before, she had the ability to resurrect, so apart from intense pain, she didn't feel much. This experience made Kaio Annan truly feel the fear of death for the first time. One moment she was a living person, and the next she was just a skeleton. The other surviving chosen ones were pale-faced, their eyes still showing obvious fear, clearly not yet recovered from the crisis they had just faced. Chu Yangtze wasn't much better off. She just had memories of the storyline, so her condition was much better than the others. Chu Yangtze's pale face was entirely due to the fright she felt when Feng Ziyu left. Dear passengers, the crisis has passed. Please do not unfasten your seatbelts. The train will be restarting soon. The death train's cold announcement rang out. The chosen ones looked at the carriage door ahead, silent, and still silent. On the other side, at the initial level, the first fans who had watched Chu Yangtze's live stream to recover quickly ran to the living room, grabbed the cat, and cleanly and efficiently completed their hand-killing mission in the bizarre world. However, nothing happened. The kitten turned into starlight and disappeared into the living room. How can there be none? How can there be none? Chu Yangtze clearly got the item this way. A young man sat despairingly on the sofa. Without mushroom identification cards, what is he supposed to do? Someone who knows absolutely nothing about mushrooms. Damn, why didn't I get anything? Could it be that my posture is wrong? I remember Chu Yangtze gave the kitten a loving pat, but these people didn't. Could that be the reason? Maybe. I don't think so. You only get one chance, Sai. The live stream chat was filled with various discussions, all analyzing why Chu Yangtze obtained the lucky item card. Experts from various countries are also studying the lucky item cards, but they haven't come to a conclusion yet. Sai, without being able to communicate with Chu Yangtze, we can't deduce the mechanism behind the appearance of the lucky item cards based on the current evidence. An old expert shook his head helplessly. Who can argue with that? Another expert shook his head helplessly. The moment the Strange Tales of Rules livestream appeared, experts began analyzing its content, attempting to find a way to solve the puzzles. Unfortunately, the live stream has revealed very little information so far, and the experts haven't made much progress. Their understanding of the mushroom picking challenge is about the same as that of the netizens. All I know is that it's best not to turn off the lights at night, and also that there are many poisonous mushrooms, and the varieties are completely different from those on Azure Star, making them difficult to distinguish. Chu Yangtze pondered quietly. Following the plot's trajectory, the first terrifying sacrifice had ended, and next up was the train conductor's appearance. Outside the death train, a group of eerie zombies and ghosts stood at a distance, watching the departing train with greed in their eyes. After the first sacrifice, the eerie zombies and ghosts reluctantly walked into the depths of the mist. Feng Ziyu stood in the void, glanced around, randomly chose a direction, and blended in. Chapter 122, The Train Conductor's Smile. Da tilde. A crisp sound of a door opening rang out, and the door at the front of the carriage slowly opened. Everyone's eyes turned toward the source of the sound, where an old man in a black uniform appeared at the door, followed by a group of people dressed in black. Dear passengers, this is the train conductor. A train attendant introduced the passengers with a strange smile and a mechanical tone. Everyone cast curious glances at the train conductor, whose appearance made the chosen one's hearts skip a beat. Train rules A. 1. Please keep quiet. The train conductor doesn't like noisy people. When the train conductor inspects the premises, please greet him with a smile. No one may go to other workshops without the train conductor's permission. Death Train rules B. The train conductor will check on the carriages from time to time. Simply greet him with a glance. The train conductor is absolutely right. You can always trust his decisions. These are the rules related to train conductors, a total of 5, but it is clear that the rules contradict each other. The train conductor had a kind face, but his eyes revealed a sense of authority and composure. First of all, I am very pleased to be traveling on this train with all of you passengers. Secondly, the train conductor hopes that everyone will abide by the train's regulations and order, follow the conductor's instructions, and work together to create a harmonious and quiet travel environment. The train conductor mechanically stated the opening remarks. Coupled with the smile on his face, an indescribable sense of unease washed over me. "Good morning, conductor." A young man near the front quickly stood up to greet him. The other person next to this hothead thought of Rule A, Section 1. 1. Please keep quiet. The train conductor doesn't like noisy people. According to Article 6 of Train Rules B. 6. The train conductor will come to check on the carriages from time to time. Simply greet the conductor with a glance. Combining these factors, the second person chose to abide by Train Rule B, Article 6, and greeted the other person with their eyes. The train conductor nodded, kindly, making a mental note of these two troublemakers. The first person to stand up and speak to him completely disregarded his earlier instruction to keep quiet. He disobeyed the train conductor's orders and was incredibly audacious. This person must not be allowed to live. The second person who dared to glare at him was a blatant challenge to his authority as the train conductor, showing no respect for him as the conductor at all. This person must not be allowed to live. However, since the second person listened to him, the train conductor decided to put him in the later sacrifice sequence. When the train conductor arrived, Chu Yangtze immediately recalled the rules related to the train conductor's inspection. Train Rules A. 1. Please keep quiet. The train conductor doesn't like noisy people. When the train conductor inspects the premises, please greet him with a smile. Train Rules B. The train conductor will check on the carriages from time to time. Simply greet him with a glance. The train conductor is absolutely right. You can always trust his decisions. Rule 6 of Train Rule A and Rule 6 of Train Rule B clearly contradict each other, and Chu Yangtze knows that neither rule is actually correct. The Train Rule B, Rule number 7, is incorrect based on memory of the original plot trajectory. In other words, all 3 rules are wrong. A smile or a glance are both ways of greeting someone. Based on the previous incident with the food delivery worker, the train conductor's inspection should also be a way to select the sacrifice sequence. If you stand up and greet someone with a smile like the first person did, it is clearly a direct violation of Rule 1 of Train Rule A and Rules 6 and 7 of Train Rule B, although these rules are not entirely correct either. However, violating the wrong rules is still a violation of the rules. If the train conductor has a problem, the first person's answer will undoubtedly be the most wrong thing to do and will be put in the first group to be sacrificed by the train conductor. The second person gestured with their eyes, seemingly in accordance with the high-priority rule, but in reality they still did not smile, violating Rule A, Rule 6. Wronged, Chu Yangtze suddenly had another terrifying thought. The rules of the train might very well be bidirectional. From the train conductor's perspective, in the original storyline, the train conductor was not wrong to sacrifice the chosen passenger from Azure Star. In other words, Rule B, Section 7 of the train rules is both right and wrong. Conversely, other rules are also very likely to be both right and wrong. In other words, Rules 1 and 6 of Train Rule A and Rules 6 and 7 of Train Rule B can coexist. Combining the train conductor's opening remarks with the answer, Chu Yangtze came up with the only correct answer, which was also the wrong answer. Greet with a smile and a glance. The answer is correct because it simultaneously satisfies 4 rules. Greet with a smile, make eye contact, remain quiet, and obey the conductor. The reason this answer is wrong is because Rule B, Section 7 of the train rules is incorrect from the chosen one's perspective. The train needs to sacrifice flesh and blood to pass through the fog, and sacrificing flesh and blood will cause some chosen ones to leave the stage. The order in which chosen ones are sacrificed is based on the chosen one's answer. In other words, if the chosen ones give the same answer, the entire group is wiped out. If the answers are of different degrees, The sacrifices are reduced at each level, and there is a chance that someone will survive. Based on her memory of the plot, Chu Yangtze roughly divided the responses of the unpunctual deliveryman into 4 sacrificial tiers. Those who cursed harshly, those who simply told her to get lost, those who simply refused, and those who ordered food. There are 4 answer tiers. The original plot only shows the first 3 sacrifice sequence tiers. After eliminating one relatively most correct answer, only 2 sacrifice sequence tiers are left, which is clearly not enough for 6 sacrifices. So the train conductor arranged another inspection, and the set answer range was further divided into 4 sacrificial sequence echelons: greeting with words, greeting with eyes, not greeting, and greeting with a smile and eyes. There are also 4 answer tiers, but the original plot only shows 3 sacrifice sequence tiers. After excluding the relatively most correct answer, there are only 2 sacrifice sequence tiers left, which is obviously not enough for the number of sacrifices. The 2 answer intervals overlapped, using a total of 4 sacrifice sequence tiers. 1 those who cursed harshly already sacrificed, 2 those who answered aloud, 3 those who both told others to get lost and those who greeted others with their eyes, 4 those who had only one of the 2, those who told others to get lost and those who greeted others with their eyes. There are still 2 more sacrifice sequence teams missing. Logically, no one should be able to complete the game in the original storyline. But then a woman of destiny, Kyo Anan, who can resurrect infinitely, sneaks in, and that's when things take a turn for the better. At this point in her deduction, Chu Yangtze realized that there were still some flaws in her reasoning, namely, why would the train conductor go to such lengths? If the train only travels between 2 locations, whether the chosen one can reach the destination alive seems to have nothing to do with the train conductor. If the chosen one fails in a dungeon, they can just recruit new people. After all, there are predecessors to pave the way for the newcomers, and the success rate of passing the dungeon will only increase. Given enough repetitions, someone will eventually be able to identify patterns. Even if no one succeeds, the supernatural entity can still descend upon Azure Star, and its purpose will remain completely unaffected. Unless the train conductor and his fellow passengers are survivors of a failed world who survived a strange infection, and the chosen ones of the Azure planet went through a dungeon. These natives also have to go through a similar dungeon process. In other words, the train conductor's task is to ensure that the first chosen one from Azure Star reaches the destination. Failure to complete the task will result in punishment. If there aren't enough chosen ones to offer sacrifices, then native survivors must be sacrificed to fill the gaps. If that's the answer, then everything makes sense. In the original storyline, Kyo Anan was sacrificed 3 times not because the train conductor was kind-hearted. After Kyo Anan, it was them. The remaining lucky ones, such as Chu Yangtze, who had chosen the relatively most correct answer, were the people the train mission had to protect. Upon discovering that Kyo Anan could be resurrected, the train conductor immediately changed the entire sacrifice sequence list to Kyo Anan, and the others followed the train conductor to get a free point. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Omega equals. Chapter 123. These rules are getting harder and harder to understand. The train conductor smiled and nodded, noting down each person's answer and quickly sorting them in his mind. Good morning, conductor. Another woman stood up and greeted warmly. The train conductor nodded, noted the woman's location, and continued walking inside. Good morning, train conductor. Someone stood up and greeted the train conductor politely. The train conductor nodded slightly in acknowledgement, mentally placing those who disrupted the peaceful atmosphere into the next sacrifice sequence. Some people are more cautious. When the train conductor passes by, they simply exchange a glance with him. A few individuals, perhaps due to a problem with their mindset or other reasons, didn't even glance at the train conductor and made no attempt to greet him. The train conductor was satisfied with how these people behaved. He believed that when traveling, especially in this strange world, it was wise not to easily trust anyone. Damn, these rules are getting harder and harder to understand. A verbal greeting with a smile didn't cause any problems, and a gesturing greeting with your eyes didn't cause any problems either. These 2 answers have mutually supporting rules, so that's fine. But how come ignoring them is still considered correct? Is this still a world of strange rules? How come there are no wrong answers when the rules are either of 2 options? Don't say that. Even if you leave it blank, nothing will happen. I'm starting to wonder if something's wrong with the rules of the night live stream. Since entering the train, not a single person has died due to triggering the rules. If the live stream room didn't actually exist, I would have thought it was a horror live stream room. What exactly is going on? Are the rules real or fake? Or do the train rules simply not exist? Can anyone explain this to me? I really don't understand it anymore. Crying and laughing emoji. The viewers in the live stream were completely baffled, having no idea what this strange live stream was all about. The expert groups from various countries were also baffled. Faced with the strange phenomenon of violating the rules without any consequences, the experts could not come up with a reason. In the Strange Tales of Rules livestream, according to the data from the Mushroom Picking Challenge, violating the rules results in death, a bizarre situation that directly impacts reality. But once inside the train, one person after another broke the rules, yet there were no consequences for their violations. Those people were already sitting on the train, lively and energetic. Do you think there might be a delay in the punishment? A robust old expert asked. Delayed punishment. Another expert thought for a moment, then asked with a serious expression, Old Sue, why do you think that? Expert Lao Su took a sip of tea and asked the group in a measured tone, Have you noticed a problem? What's the problem? Those are the people who just died in the darkness. Expert Lao Su pointed directly to the core of the problem. A person who died in the dark. The experts racked their brains to recall. Although the live streamers couldn't see anything in the darkness, the surviving ones could observe the tragic state of the surrounding seats from the side. Those people were the same group that had just been the most vocal in their criticism of the female delivery worker. Old Sue, are you saying that these people died because they answered incorrectly? Expert Lao Su nodded. I think this is the most logical answer at present. What's the deal with the woman to Chu Yangxi's left? If I remember correctly, that woman made the same choice as Chu Yangxi. If your deduction is correct, then what was the cause of this woman's death? Another expert, Lao Wang, asked sharply. Excuse me, senior experts, do you remember that woman's name and appearance? A young expert suddenly interrupted. Appearance, name. Upon hearing these two words, the experts were taken aback. Right, what was that woman's name? What did she look like? They couldn't even remember. This, expert Lao Wang was speechless for a moment. At the beginning of the live stream, the chosen ones didn't know each other's names before they announced them. But after passing the mushroom picking challenge, everyone's name appeared on the public screen. Their ability to become experts is no joke. They can remember everything they see, it's just routine for them. In particular, anyone who appears around Chu Yangxi is under close surveillance 24 hours a day, and their ancestors for 3 generations will be thoroughly investigated. But they have now forgotten such a key figure, which is completely illogical. Zhao Li, I really can't remember the woman's name or appearance. I only remember that she was very beautiful and young, said expert Lao Su, taking the lead in stating the facts. Other experts echoed this sentiment. One person forgetting might be a human problem, but when so many of them forget, it's no longer a human problem. In other words, this mysterious woman also has a problem. Thinking of this, the experts hurriedly flipped through the portrait sketches in front of them. But without exception, they found nothing, as if the person did not exist in this world at all. This is terrifying to think about. Old Sue, no, I don't have a portrait of that woman here. Mr. Sue, I don't have any here either. Old Sue, I haven't found it here either. The expert team immediately tensed up. The people Chu Yangxi encountered all had their portraits drawn to investigate their backgrounds using the most primitive methods. Now that the portraits have vanished into thin air, it's impossible not to panic. What do we do, Lao Su? Expert Lao Su looked at Lao Su in a panic. What can we do? Have someone report the situation to Elder Chu, and we'll continue to speculate on the rules of the death train. Expert Lao Su quickly gave the order. Sighed Expert Lao Wang. That's all we can do. The mysterious woman's story is just as bizarre as the Strange Tales of Rules livestream. They have no solution and can only report what they know to their superiors. In another space, Chen Zhou, a large purple sphere, manifested as 2 hands holding a phone-like device while watching Chu Yangxi's live stream, occasionally sending a few comments. A complete passerby? This matter is actually very simple. It's just that the rule of punishment is delayed. Delay, punishment can be delayed. Confused JPG. A passerby? What else? Take a good look at the location of the skeleton and think about how the people in those locations answered that female delivery girl. It's just telling the weird delivery guy to get lost, right? That's perfectly within the rules. No, that rule is wrong. You can't yell at delivery drivers. One quick-witted audience member, immediately realized what was happening. Upon seeing this comment, everyone quickly realized that the second half of Rule A, 3 of the train rule, was incorrect. You cannot verbally abuse the food delivery person, or you will be eaten by a monster. Thinking about all this, the audience immediately understood the consequences of the wrong answer. Unsurprisingly, if the chosen one reacted incorrectly during the train conductor's inspection, he would suffer the same fate as the skeletons before him. So that's how it is. Being rude to that female delivery girl is wrong, and being nice to her is right. This rule is too cruel. It's so blatant that they can just catch people off guard. People in front can curse and get away with it, but those behind can do the same and end up dying. Sigh, who would have thought the rules were so insidious like fishing? Who says otherwise? I could never have imagined the rules being played this way in this bizarre world. Yeah, in the real world, I would think it's wrong to tell the delivery guy to get lost. But in this weird world, I actually think there's nothing wrong with that rule. There's nothing we can do about it. The rules are all cunning. Who could have imagined the trap would be so deep? Helpless, bitter smile. Chenjo grinned as he watched the beginner-level comments on the screen. These people have limited thinking and never considered that their speculations were only marginally correct, not the correct answer. Good morning, conductor. A girl sitting in front of Chu Yangtze stood up and greeted the conductor with a smile. Chapter 124, The Train Conductor's Praise. As the train conductor approached, the viewers in the live stream couldn't help but feel nervous for Chu Yangtze and Kyo Annan. How will Annan and Sister Chu answer? It should be a greeting with eye contact, right? This rule is later in the list and has a greater connection to the other rules. I also think it should be indicated by eye contact. After all, the train conductor said to keep quiet at the beginning, which is more in line with the idea that the chosen ones should follow Rule B, Section 6 of the train rules. Dude, you're so observant. I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't pointed it out. The train conductor said create a quiet environment right from the beginning, which means that Rule B, Section 6 of the train rules has a higher priority. You're the one who's petty, your whole family is petty. Angry JPG. Dude, don't overthink it. What I mean is that you're very meticulous, really meticulous about details. Ha-ha-ha, detail guy or detail guy for short. What a clever double entendre, ha-ha-ha. The expert team from the Chu family, watching on screen, couldn't help but feel a little worried for Chu Yangtze. They had deduced the role of the death train and other issues, but the live broadcast room isolated them from the outside world, so they had no way of telling Chu Yangtze their findings. Well then, let's hope Miss Chu has good fortune, a middle-aged expert sighed. In the live broadcast room, the train conductor happened to walk up to Kyo Annan at that moment. Kyo Annan gripped the hem of her clothes with both hands, recalling rule number 6 in Train Rules B. The train conductor will check on the carriages from time to time. Simply greet him with a glance. This rule comes later, and in chronological order, its accuracy should be higher than Rule A. Just like in the original storyline, Kyo Annan chose to follow Rule B, Section 6 of the train rules, and greeted the train conductor with a serious look in her eyes. The train conductor nodded and silently placed Kyo Annan into the 4th sacrifice sequence. Annan chooses to follow Rule B. Next up is Sister Chu. The atmosphere in the live stream instantly became extremely tense, for no other reason than that Chu Yangtze's choices always exceeded everyone's expectations. Sister Chu will probably choose to greet me with her eyes too. Not necessarily. Knowing Sister Chu's personality, she'll definitely come up with something new for us. There are only 2 options, a smile and a glance. Does that mean Sister Chu would ignore the train conductor? On the surface, there are only 2 choices, but ignoring the train conductor is also an option. Stop arguing, it's Sister Chu's turn. Watch carefully and learn well. Write down the answers in your notebooks. At that moment, everyone's eyes were fixed on the live broadcast room, as if time had frozen. They held their breath, anticipating what would happen next. In the scene, Chu Yangtze smiled, her bright eyes shining. She nodded slightly, giving the train conductor a friendly eye greeting. Seeing this, the train conductor's tense face showed a rare hint of satisfaction. Young lady, you're very good. Damn, the train conductor spoke. What? The train conductor actually praised Chu Yangtze. This must be inside information. I'm going to report it, report it. The live stream chat exploded instantly. The experts looked at each other, completely baffled as to why the NPC in the Strange Tales of Rules livestream would praise Chu Yangtze. Chu Yangtze smiled politely and thanked them, without saying a word the entire time. The train conductor nodded in satisfaction and walked to the back in a cheerful mood. Chu Yangxi's two answers pleased him greatly. Both questions now have 4 possible sequences. Excluding the last correct answer, the 6 sacrifices have been completed, and the train crew doesn't need to abandon any member. His position is secure this time. Very nice. Kaio Annan stared at Chu Yangxi in utter bewilderment, her heart filled with shock. Chu Yangxi's answer was correct. A smile and a friendly look, that's the right answer. Smiling and greeting with your eyes, that's the correct way for a train conductor to inspect a train. This step should be a test of insight and adherence to regulations. I see. The previous female food delivery worker challenge tested courage and breaking conventions, while the train conductor challenge tests insight and adherence to rules. Oh, I see, I was so confused. Suddenly realized JPG, seeing that Chu Yangxi actually received praise from the NPC. A hint of displeasure flashed in Lu Exing's eyes. Seeing Chu Yangxi's perfect score, Lu Exing sneered inwardly. Chu Yangxi, so what if you were lucky and got the right answer? You still can't beat me with the bound selection prompt system later on. Thinking of all this, Lu Exing regained his confidence. With the selection prompt system, his infinite margin of error could not be compensated for by mere high intelligence. Next up is Lu Exing. Let's hope he doesn't do anything reckless this time. Let's hope so. The number of viewers in Lu Exing's live stream increased instantly. The zombie that appeared right in front of him that night, while he was picking mushrooms, really boosted Lu Exing's reputation. Everyone held their breath, watching the live stream with serious expressions, anticipating Lu Exing's perfect performance. The train conductor walked to Lu Exing's seat, and Lu Exing immediately flashed what he thought was an incredibly handsome and dashing wicked smile, his eyes containing 3 parts indifference, 3 parts mockery, and 4 parts nonchalance, indicating his approval of the train conductor's work. Ding, host has made an incorrect selection. The system will immediately display an error message. Holy crap, that smile is disgusting, I want to vomit. Holy crap, the domineering CEO's crooked mouth. His face-to-face attack, Holy crap, that smile is even more cringe-worthy than anything I've seen in those short dramas. The moment Lu Exing heard the error message from the selection prompt system, his smile froze instantly, and his signature crooked mouth struck the train conductor's heart like magic damage. The train conductor got goosebumps looking at it. That disgusting smile was absolutely disgusting. No, this person must not be allowed to live. This piece of shit must be sacrificed next time. The train conductor gave Lu Exing, who had a crooked mouth, a disgusted look, noted Lu Exing's location, and quickly walked towards the back carriage. Ding, the host's perfect answer caused Lu Exing to change his choice. Lu Exing's improper operation resulted in him being blacklisted by the train conductor. Compared to the host, Lu Exing felt frustrated, and his mentality became unbalanced, resulting in a 2,000 reduction in his luck value. The host gained 20,000 villain points. Luck, Chu Yangxi was stunned. System, isn't Lu Exing Kaio Annan's subordinate? How come he can also have luck? Beep, Lu Exing is also a chosen one, but his luck is suppressed because Kaio Annan's luck is higher. The host can understand this as 2 tigers cannot share one mountain unless one is male and the other female. Suppression of destiny? Chu Yangxi suddenly understood. No wonder those male characters in the original storyline were completely powerless in front of Lu Exing and were easily defeated by him. It turns out that Lu Exing, this bastard, is also a chosen one. Not as good as the best, but better than the worst. The 2 halos of fortune interacted, superimposed on each other, and also canceled each other out. In the end, everyone's intelligence decreased, but not completely, which made the whole plot trajectory much more normal. However, Lu Exing's luck is far weaker than Kaio Annan's, and the plot trajectory still leans more towards Kaio Annan. Neither male nor female. An abstract thought arose in Chu Yangxi's mind. Damn it, why is it that when we do the same thing in the same instance, Chu Yangxi's method is right, but mine is wrong? Lu Exing felt extremely frustrated. Chu Yangxi did the same thing just now, but it became a mistake when it came to him. This hateful NPC actually discriminated against him and treated him differently. It's outrageous. And then there's that slut Chu Yangxi, who actually colluded with NPCs to harm him, this chosen one in his 20s. Just you wait, Chu Yangxi, I will expose your conspiracy and make you pay the price. Lu Exing clenched his fists, secretly vowing in his heart. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. 1 Otilettery 31 Otilettery 31. Chapter 125, Lu Exing is taken away. After the train conductor finished his inspection, the carriage returned to calm. Sister Chu, how did you guess the answer? Cairo Annan asked with a naive look. Yes, 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 I should have asked that a long time ago. I also want to know how Chu Yangtze guessed the correct answer. Sisters, quickly take out your notebooks and write down the expert's experience. Finally, it's time to talk about the strategy. It wasn't easy. Godmother, I will kowtow to you first. Hurry up and tell us. There are only a little over 2.5 days left before the next batch goes in. The viewers in the live stream became serious, taking out their notebooks to record Chu Yangtze's experience in passing the level. Experts from various countries were also on high alert, taking out their notebooks and waiting for Chu Yangtze's on-site instruction. Chu Yangtze smiled slightly and explained softly, I dare not say that I can fully understand the rules. I can only try my best to make use of all the rules. Isn't that obvious? If you don't utilize the rules, can you possibly break them? The live stream was a huge disappointment. Ah, so that's how it is. A hint of disappointment flashed in Cairo Annan's eyes. Chu Yangtze didn't mind. After all, the reason she guessed the rules was the original plot trajectory memory given by the Destiny villain system, especially the memory from entering the strange world to her death, which was as clear as if she had personally experienced it. The later scenes involving Liu Exing and Cairo Annan are told from an omniscient perspective, so Chu Yangtze doesn't know much about them either, just like a viewer watching a live broadcast. Knowing the rules but not being there in person means you can't notice many subtle clues. Just like the slight change in the train conductor's gaze, it would be difficult to observe this from the angle if watching a live broadcast. Of course, most importantly, Chu Yangtze has the talent of invisibility, which allows her to make mistakes even if she guesses wrong. Others don't have these external conditions, so if you try to follow Chu Yangtze's approach, you'll only be useful for picking mushrooms at the beginning. Otherwise, you'll still die. The death train, 6 sacrifices. Even if the answer were given to the live stream audience word for word, they still wouldn't pass. The death train is an elimination option. If no one makes the wrong choice or there aren't enough elimination tiers, then everyone will perish together. If she were to reveal it, and the third group of people failed to answer according to Chu Yangtze's answer, then all the blame would be directed at Chu Yangtze, and she would be accused of harming others. Chu Yangtze didn't want to put herself in an unjust position. In the world of strange and uncanny rules, intelligence alone is not enough. Just like in the original storyline, Chu Yangtze only managed to get through by luck, but in the end she still died on the destruction mushroom. Having had this experience, Chu Yangtze dared not point fingers at others or give unsolicited advice as a senior. The train's answer determines the elimination order. Chu Yangtze thought for a moment, then reminded everyone of the rules for the death train level through the live stream. What an elimination system. That means no matter what we do, someone will definitely die in the death train level. This makes the train's answer completely meaningless. If the order and sequence aren't strong enough, even answering correctly will result in death. What's the point of playing this game? The viewers in the live stream were so angry they started cursing. Under the threat of death, most people would choose themselves. It's highly unlikely that anyone would risk their own life to allow someone else to escape. This alone caused the unity of everyone to collapse, especially since the chosen ones came from all over the world of Azure Star, and it was impossible for them to completely trust each other. Sister Chu, what do you mean by that? Cairo Annan stared at Chu Yangtze with her innocent, wide eyes. Chu Yangtze didn't speak, but stuffed a silent mushroom into Cairo Annan's mouth to forcibly silence her. Mushrooms again. Just how many mushrooms did Chu Yangtze pick? The mushroom identification card is really useful. It can even be used to defend against enemies from mushrooms. What do you mean by defending against enemies? Our sister Chu just doesn't want to talk to this idiot. Ding, the host used the speechless mushroom to forcibly silence the Lady of Destiny, Cairo Annan, hurting her fragile yet strong heart. Cairo Annan felt deeply wronged and in anger lost 2,000 destiny points. The host gained 20,000 villain points. Ding, the host bullied the Lady of Destiny, Cairo Annan, in front of everyone, causing Cairo Annan to lose face and suffer a deep blow to her self-esteem, mentality, and confidence. Cairo Annan's luck value has decreased by 3,000, and the host has gained 30,000 villain points. Cairo Annan, the Lady of Destiny, has a remaining destiny value of 353,000. Liu Exing, the Chosen One, has 128,000 remaining luck points. One has 353,000, the other has 128,000, and so much luck value. Chu Yangtze sighed inwardly. There aren't many opportunities to make a move in the death train level. It's going to be tough. Chu Yangtze, why did you bully Annan? Lu Exing walked angrily to Cairo Annan's side, glaring furiously at Chu Yangtze. Lu Exing, Chu Yangtze couldn't help but be overjoyed. She was just wondering how to improve the luck of these two people, when Lu Exing came to deliver it to her. Calling my name won't change anything. I will not marry you, Lu Exing declared defiantly, looking down on everyone. Holy crap, what's this big news? A fiancé, a domineering CEO falls in love with an ordinary guy like me. No, 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 it should be. The domineering CEO falls in love with me, the burden from a bizarre world. What's wrong with our Annan? What does ordinary mean? Can an ordinary person be resurrected infinitely? I really don't know what's so good about Chu Yangtze. Annan just asked her a few questions, and she made Annan eat poisonous mushrooms. She's just deliberately bullying people. You people's values are all based on appearances. You even gloated when Chu Yangtze bullied Annan. Cairo Annan's best friend angrily retaliated. What do you mean you're bullying me? Don't you know that our sister Chu likes peace and quiet? And you're asking questions? What obligation does Sister Chu have to answer them? Chattering away all day long. If it weren't for Sister Chu's mushrooms, this crybaby would have been punished by the train conductor long ago. What kind of person is she? Our Sister Chu kindly told her the answer, and what was that look in her eyes? Disappointed. Does she deserve it? Chu Yangtze's fans also retorted. Chu Yangtze glanced at it coldly and decisively pressed the notification button under the armrest. Death Train Rules B. Please remain quiet and do not disturb other passengers. If you feel disturbed, please call the cabin crew for assistance. Chu Yangtze remembered clearly that Lu Exing had broken the rules, so it would be more interesting to follow the rules. Soon, a large group of heavily armed security personnel rushed over, shouting, "Who dares to cause trouble?" The security captain, who was in charge, shouted loudly, his eyes fixed menacingly on Lu Exing, the troublemaker standing in the middle of the aisle. The objective was obvious. Lu Exing was harassing female passengers, a fact witnessed by security personnel. Wow, these security guards got here really fast. In a flash, these security guards arrived at the crime scene. As expected of NPCs in this eerie world, they really follow the rules. Hey, they call them flight attendants and security personnel, not security guards, speechless and laughing emoji. Who are you people? Lu Exing asked the security captain directly, neither humble nor arrogant. Kid, you're the one causing trouble. The security captain stared coldly at Lu Exing, his face expressionless. Are you all blind? Didn't you see that woman was bullying that other woman? I was just doing my duty as a vigilante, Lu Xingyi shouted righteously. What do you mean by that woman? If she was being bullied, why didn't she report it? Why didn't she say anything? I only saw you harassing 2 female passengers. You big rascal, go and take him away. A burly security guard strode up to Lu Exing, and without saying a word, subdued the troublemaker Lu Exing in an instant with a grappling move. Ladies, rest assured, I will severely punish this lecherous man, the security captain solemnly and coldly assured him. Thank you for your help. Chu Yangtze smiled and expressed her gratitude. Abba, Cairo Annan said abba twice in a hurry. In the eyes of the safety management team leader, this was the mute female contestant's recognition of his work. No need to thank me. This is my duty as the team leader. After saying that, the security captain turned and left. Chapter 126, Go ahead and ask. Watching Brother Lu, who had selflessly helped her, being taken away, Cairo Annan felt a surge of resentment. Chu Yangtze, however, acted as if nothing had happened, closing her eyes to rest. System, can I see Lu Exing's miserable state? Chu Yangtze asked excitedly. Ding, okay. 10,000 villain points to activate real-time holographic positioning, including live streaming. Start, Chu Yangtze agreed without hesitation. Beep, 20,000 villain points deducted from the host. System shop unlocked. Real-time holographic positioning function activated. As the villain value decreased, a large screen appeared in Chu Yangtze's mind, showing Lu Exing in the interrogation room, just like watching a movie in a dream. Ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter. Lu Exing's attempt to show off failed and he got captured. Save the damsel in distress. Look at the setting, trying to act cool in this bizarre world. You're asking for trouble. He even tried to reason with the NPCs, but they wouldn't listen at all. Brothers, does anyone know the live stream number of Daredevil Bro? I want to go and see what happens to him. 5174. Thanks, bro. The person who asked for Lu Exing's room number immediately entered the live stream sequence number, and the scene shifted abruptly to an interrogation room. In the interrogation room, a professional executioner used a leather whip to lash Liu Exing, who was hanging upside down, again and again. Crack, crack, crack. The executioner's whip lashed Liu Exing hard and forcefully. As the executioner carried out the torture, he shouted in a chilling voice, "Do you plead guilty? Do you plead guilty?" "Ah, big brother, you haven't asked him yet." Covers face and can't help but laugh. How can this NPC act like this? They didn't even ask any questions, just went straight for the kill. Crying and laughing emoji. Such a thick whip, Brother Zhao Si has guts. He didn't utter a single bad word. Other TV dramas have this part, but this one doesn't even ask. They just make you confess. Crying and laughing emoji. Now that you mention it, it really does have that feel to it. Will you tell me or not? Will you tell me or not? Bursts into laughter JPG. Fine, fine, you won't confess, huh? Men, bring me my ultimate torture device. No, no, I confess, I confess. Upon hearing that there were still instruments of torture, Liu Exing immediately confessed. Liu Exing didn't admit it just now, mainly because he was stunned by the beating. Before he could admit it, he was whipped several more times, and the pain made him unable to speak. Confess, that's good. It would have been better if you had confessed sooner, saving yourself from all this suffering, the executioner said impatiently. Upon hearing this, Liu Exing almost burst into tears. These NPCs are completely unreasonable. They just bring him over and start hitting him, and they keep asking him, "Do you admit it? Do you admit it?" He didn't do anything, so why should he confess to anything? If the whipping hadn't been so painful, Liu Exing would never have been forced to confess. "Ah, you admit it now? I thought you were a tough nut to crack. Brother, that whip is so thick. If it were me, I'd give up the moment I saw it." Laughs while covering face. Is it possible that the whip was lashed too fast, and before Brother Zhao could react, he was in so much pain he couldn't speak? A wise little look in his eyes. Facepalm and laughing crying JPGX3. I didn't expect that the guy who was always courting death was actually quite clever. He knew when he heard about the super torture device. Hee JPG. What do you mean by being pragmatic? He's just admitting he made a mistake. Who told him to be so brainless and pretentious, breaking the train rules? That's true, train rules require quiet. This guy got carried away and messed with an ordinary woman. Who else would he mess with if not her? Picking nose JPG. Seeing the executioner sit down, Liu Exing finally breathed a sigh of relief. At least he wouldn't be beaten anymore. Just then, two mushroom people walked in with a strange machine. Super torture device, automatic nail clippers. He confessed, begin the torture, the executioner coldly commanded. The two mushroom-like beings nodded and pushed the super torture device toward the land. "No, I've already admitted my mistake. Why are you still torturing me?" Liu Exing roared angrily. The executioner threw down a torture token. Roaring torture chamber, the crime is compounded. The torture time is increased by half an hour. I protest. This is a crime. I'm going to report you to the train conductor. The executioner threw down another execution token, shouting, "Another half hour." Ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter. This art style is so familiar. If you keep yelling, I'll add more. If you keep yelling, I'll add more. I don't believe I can't add enough until you're executed. Is that it? Yes, yes, that's it. It's hilarious. Torturing someone with nail clippers, what a bizarre rule-breaking live streamer could come up with. Crying emoji. Remember this well, don't go looking for trouble and court death in the future. Troublemaker bro is a perfect example. Laughing and crying emoji. Ding, the host used the rules to have Liu Exing, the chosen one of destiny, captured. Liu Exing is resentful, and his destiny value decreases by 1,000. The host gains 10,000 villain points. Ding, due to the host's interference, Liu Exing, the chosen one, has received his first friendly hospitality from the natives of this bizarre world, earning him the achievement, Venture Point. Liu Exing's mentality exploded. He was furious and enraged. His luck value decreased by 3,000 and the host gained 30,000 villain points. Ding, Liu Exing, the chosen one of destiny, was tortured by the natives of this strange world. Enraged, he was forced to beg for mercy in front of a global audience, his reputation ruined. Liu Exing chose to abandon his dignity and bow his head, feeling deeply humiliated. His luck value plummeted by 7,000, and the host gained 70,000 villain points. Ding, Cairo Annan, the Lady of Destiny, is filled with remorse because her beloved was arrested because of her, but she dares not stand up to refute him. Disappointed in herself, she is so angry that her liver hurts. She is kindly gifting the host 10,000 luck points. The host has gained 100,000 villain points. Ding, the Lady of Destiny, Cairo Annan, is getting angrier and angrier, almost crying from her own anger. Therefore, she is gifting the host an extra 1,000 luck points, and the host gains 10,000 villain points. 5 system announcements sounded, and Chu Yangtze had gained a total of 220,000 villain points. Adding the villain points she had gained before and deducting the points she had spent, Chu Yangtze had a total of 290,000 villain points remaining. System shop, open it and take a look. Grandmaster Peak Combat Strength, 300,000 villain values. Peak Foundation Establishment Stage Combat Power, 450,000 villain values. Peak Golden Core Stage Combat Power, 700,000 villain values. Peak Nascent Soul Stage Combat Power, 1 million villain value. Peak Nascent Soul Stage Combat Power, 5 million villain values. Amitabha Blue Light Gatling Gun, 100,000 villain values. Low-grade Spiritual Weapon King Feng Sword, 500,000 villain points. Low-grade Spiritual Artifact Ice Silk Bellyband, 700,000 villain points. Low-grade Spiritual Artifact Swift Shoes, 600,000 villain points. After seeing the price, Chu Yangtze was furious. How could she afford something so expensive? Beep, hosts financial difficulties detected. Event to kill strange entities and gain villain points has been activated. Level 1 Mystery, 100 villain value. Level 2 Mystery, 1,000 villain values. Level 3 Weird, 5,000 villain values. Level 4 Weirdness, 10,000 villain values. Glancing at the pink corpse of the Celestial King beside him, Chen Zhou felt a pang of pity and opened a new channel for gaining villain points. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Arabic Wow. Chapter 127, One Shot, One Strange Creature. After browsing the system shop for a long time, Chu Yangtze realized that she was really poor, which made her feel terrible. System, do you have any function or solution that can temporarily disrupt the rules of the Strange Tales live stream? As soon as Chu Yangtze asked, Chen Zhou immediately understood what she meant and quickly recommended several options suitable for her. Intermediate Substitute Doll, 20,000 villain values, capable of perfectly simulating beings below the nascent soul stage that the host has encountered, and able to handle the live stream audience in place of the host. Silent Demon Slaying Sniper Rifle, with special scope, 50,000 villain points. Makes no sound and can completely ignore the defenses of level 3 and below monsters, but is ineffective against level 4 monsters. High-level Magical Artifact Dagger, 10,000 villain points with a 10% armor penetration effect. God-tier weapon, 10,000 villain points, proficient in using all kinds of firearms, hitting exactly where you point. Super Combat Gift Pack, 200,000 villain points, a super combat gift pack accumulated from countless cultivation worlds, countless years, and countless geniuses, including Advanced Level Danger Perception, Advanced Level Power Control, Advanced Level Combat Instinct, Advanced Level Combat Experience, Advanced Level Combat Skills, Advanced Level Combat Awareness. System, I'll buy them all. Chu Yan finished reading the description and bought them without hesitation. The intermediate level upgrade doll allows you to move around freely, saving you from being constantly stared at like a monkey. The Silent Demon Slaying Sniper Rifle is perfect for assassinating strange creatures. As for this knife, it can barely be used as a melee weapon for self-defense. If Lu Xing gets angry and suddenly lashes out, she can just kill him directly. The God-tier firearms perfectly filled the gap in her lack of shooting skills. The final Super Combat Package directly brought about a dramatic change in her combat abilities. Chu Yangtze had studied Sanda, Chinese kickboxing, for a few years before and knew the importance of practical combat ability. Especially after obtaining the Grandmaster-level martial arts in the beginner's gift pack, Chu Yangtze was very clear about her shortcomings. Although she is said to be at the peak of the Grandmaster level, it only means that her physical indicators and strength have reached the pinnacle of the Grandmaster level. In terms of actual combat ability, Chu Yangtze can only be on par with a Grandmaster at the peak level for the time being. Suddenly, the train came to an abrupt stop, pulling Chu Yangtze back to reality. The horrific sacrifice has begun again. Warning, warning, the train is under attack, the train is under attack. Please fasten your seatbelts and do not leave your seats. Do not leave your seats. No way, not again. This train must be toxic. No wonder it's called the death train, you absolutely have to die. Facepalm emoji. Brothers, I'm leaving first. My neighbor is in the live stream room, so I'm going to lay low for a bit. Take care. I'm your mother, I don't want to wait to die, I'm leaving. A tall, bald man unbuckled his seatbelt and charged with all his might towards the flight attendant's lounge. I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to learn about the weird world. If you've got the guts, kill me. You fooled me last time. Don't even think about fooling me this time. Some of the more hot-tempered chosen ones unbuckled their seatbelts and stomped toward the crew rest area at the front of the carriage, their anger palpable. The train lights flashed wildly, and a sense of despair and death enveloped the entire workshop. Most of the remaining chosen ones were so nervous they barely dared to breathe and could only pray frantically for themselves. At that moment, most people thought of their family, friends, roommates. Sizzle! All the workshops went dark instantly. The audience stared nervously at the dark screen. Some of the more timid ones didn't even dare to look directly at it, and they had turned off the volume beforehand. Hey yo! With an excited roar, screams of unbearable agony echoed simultaneously from all 9 workshops of the train. Ugh! You damned monster, I'll fight you to the death. Wife, run, don't stay home, something strange is about to happen. At the moment of death, many people now burned their bridges, attacking the supernatural with all their might while shouting warnings to their families to run. High-ranking officials from various countries watched the scenes unfolding in the live stream with troubled expressions, but there was nothing they could do. The bizarre rules of the live stream are beyond the capabilities of their kind of civilization. What they can do is to quickly evacuate those around the person who enters the strange world, and then seal off a radius of 1 kilometer around the chosen one. This is a bizarre, dynamic atmosphere that has descended into reality. They had already proven that the uncanny could not be killed. Chu Yangtze stood up gracefully, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She gripped the silent, demon-slaying sniper rifle she had just acquired tightly in her hand. Her stealth skill was activated silently, and she instantly blended into her surroundings, disappearing without a trace. With the cover of the pitch-black fog, even Cairo Annan, who was trembling beside her, failed to notice Chu Yan's movements. The first energy bullet has been fired. A level 1 bizarre creature was instantly reduced to ashes. The host has killed a level 1 mysterious creature, the Red Rabbit, and gained 100 villain points. Bullets remaining, 99. Bullet price, 10 villain values. The host has killed the level 2 bizarre creature, Little Akon, and gained 1,000 villain points. The host has killed the level 1 weird creature, Little Gray, gaining 100 villain points. The host has killed a level 2 bizarre creature, the Jumping Stubborn, and gained 1,000 villain points. With each shot of the special bullets fired, headshots rang out, and the bizarre creatures met their demise in the northwest before they could even react. With god-level firearms, Chu Yangtze's marksmanship is very accurate and tricky. Her bullets can curve and kill randomly. In addition, with Chu Yangtze's S-level talent invisibility, the strange creatures can't find where the attacker is. Another group of bizarre creatures were wiped out by Chu Yangtze. Auo, some strange creatures let out frantic howls. The fact that their kind were easily wiped out by an unknown entity filled them with anger, but not fear. Strange creatures do not fear death. Chu Yangtze ignored the anger of these strange creatures, and taking advantage of the darkness and mist, killed as many as she could, as that would earn her some impressive villain points. With her S-level talent, invisibility, the strange creature couldn't see Chu Yangtze at all. Coupled with the bullet's absurd trajectories, even with the strange creature's brain burning up, it still couldn't find Chu Yangtze's location. The host has killed a level 1 mysterious creature, the Red Rabbit, and gained 100 villain points. The host has killed a level 1 mysterious creature, the Red Rabbit, and gained 100 villain points. The host has killed a level 2 bizarre creature, the Jumping Stubborn, and gained 1,000 villain points. The host has killed a level 1 bizarre creature, a common zombie, and gained 100 villain points. The host has killed a level 1 eerie creature, the Dancing Zombie, and gained 100 villain points. The host has killed a level 2 bizarre creature, the Steel Zombie, and gained 1,000 villain points. With each energy bullet fired, the bizarre creatures turned to dust and left this world forever. Chu Yangtze strictly controlled the time. When there were 3 minutes left after the second sacrifice, Chu Yangtze decisively put the gun back into the system space, gracefully sat back in her seat, as if she had not done anything. Chapter 128, Searching for the Green-Haired Passenger in Carriage Number 10. After the disaster ended, more than 1,000 of the first chosen ones disappeared, and the strange events arrived as expected. However, the authorities of various countries have already taken measures. There is no one within a 1,000-meter radius of the place where the strange creature appeared. The new strange creature can only rage and move around in this 3,140,000 square meter area. After the second bizarre sacrifice, almost everyone looked terrified. Chu Yangtze suppressed her excitement and leaned back to rest, looking quite well. Is our Sister Chu really that adaptable? Everyone else is scared out of their wits, but Sister Chu is still calmly taking her beauty sleep. Shocking JPG. That's right, my sister has always been calm and collected since she was a child. How could the rules of Strange Tales live stream scare my sister? Chu Yangtze's younger brother, Chu Xingyun, changed his strategy and started fishing. Sister, brother-in-law, please accept my bow. Sure, give me your address and I'll have someone send you some warmth. Evil grin. Hee, brother, I heard everything about your little scheme in Shant province. You think you can get my attention? No way. I live on the Yellow Sand Plateau. Brothers, come and kill me. My home is in Jiangdong, Sichuan, so come and try if you dare. Some netizens also casually revealed their addresses, including those of their ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, ex-wives, or bosses. Chu Xingyun noted down these addresses one by one, and then immediately dispatched a professional team to deliver aid. Chu Yangtze slowly opened her eyes and looked at Cairo Annan with disgust. The viewers in the live broadcast room followed Chu Yangtze's gaze and found that Cairo Annan's pants were wet. Cairo Annan was so scared she peed her pants. Ding, the Lady of Destiny, Cairo Annan, felt the host's disdainful gaze and wanted to disappear into the ground. Overwhelmed with shame, Cairo Annan reluctantly gifted the host 5,000 destiny points as compensation. The host now receives 50,000 villain points. Ding, the girl of destiny, Cairo Annan, has been humiliated in front of billions of viewers in the live stream. Her confidence, built up over many years, has been shattered. Cairo Annan's luck value has decreased by 3,000, and the host has gained 30,000 villain points. What's that smell? A grown man still wets his pants, how disgusting. A chubby, Japanese otaku frowned and covered his nose as he said, Damn it, the train is already poorly ventilated, and now it smells like urine everywhere. It's unbearable, another Korean complained. Fuck, all the people of Great Zia are cowards, scared out of their wits, huh? Ha ha. The third foreigner looked at the passenger who had wet his pants with a mocking expression. Under the influence of the idiocy-degrading aura, the other passengers around him cast disdainful glances, and some even started gossiping. Chu Yangtze pressed the notification button, not to stand up for Cairo Annan, but because a third piece of trash from who knows which country has insulted her. Soon, the security captain and his henchmen came running over with menacing expressions. Which blind idiot is disrupting train order again? Chu Yangtze casually pointed out the foreigners who had just mocked Daxia. They disrupted the quiet atmosphere of the train. The safety management team leader smiled and nodded. Madam, we will definitely handle this matter strictly and restore a quiet environment to the train. Several burly security guards quickly and accurately apprehended the person reported by Chu Yangtze. Damn it, you Chinese are all cowards. You actually reported such a trivial matter to security. I have no respect for you. An enraged foreigner cursed. Slap! The security captain went up and slapped him hard across the face. Smash this idiot who broke the train rules on the head like smashing a watermelon. A burst of pixelation to protect the audience. Carriage number 7 suddenly became so quiet that you could hear someone breathing. Ha ha ha, where did this idiot come from? He's killing me with laughter. Bursting into laughter JPG. Those who don't follow the rules in Strange Tales of Rules live stream deserve to be slapped to death by the security guards. With that kind of IQ, he's really an idiot, ha ha ha. The people of Daxia loudly mocked the foreigners who had been captured. The audience from the opposing countries were horribly ashen-faced. They themselves didn't want to acknowledge such idiots. The security guard apprehended the 5 or 6 people around Cairo Annan who were disturbing the train's peace, then left with his men, looking serious. Thank you. Cairo Annan hummed in a voice barely above a whisper to express her gratitude. In Cairo Annan's eyes, although Chu Yangtze was domineering and aloof, and even framed her beloved brother Lu, who was arrested, Chu Yangtze had just stood up for her, and out of politeness she should thank her. No need, I'm not trying to help you, Chu Yangtze replied with a look of disgust. Oh, Cairo Annan lowered her head in disappointment, her mood inexplicably. Ding, the host's disgusted and disdainful expression deeply hurt Cairo Annan's resentful heart. Cairo Annan felt that the host had offended her and became jealous and resentful. Her mentality became unstable, and her luck value decreased by 2,000. The host gained 20,000 villain points. Ha, Chu Yangtze sneered inwardly. There are restrooms on the train. Chu Yangtze reminded him with a look of disgust. Oh, I'll go right now. Cairo Annan stood up with a wronged look on her face. He walked quickly toward the bathroom with his head down. In the evening, Liu Exing, who had finished his torture, was taken back to the original location by the security guards. His body was covered in injuries, all of which were blurred out and could not be seen clearly. Kaio Annan felt heartbroken seeing this, but due to the rules of the train, she didn't dare to leave her seat to take care of Liu Exing. She could only say to Liu Exing in her heart with tears in her eyes, "I'm sorry, brother Liu. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have suffered so much." Seeing Kaio Annan's face full of self-reproach, Liu Exing felt a sweet warmth in his heart, but was even more furious at Chu Yangtze for framing him. If Chu Yangtze hadn't deliberately framed him, how could he have been treated so cruelly by those damned NPCs? "Chu Yangtze, you just wait, I'll make you pay," Liu Exing secretly vowed in his heart. With his optional prompting system and the added advantage of being his fiancé, dealing with the self-righteous Chu Yangtze would be a piece of cake. Chu Yangtze was not surprised. Anyone with normal intelligence who hadn't been mentally challenged could see the blatant hatred in Liu Exing's eyes. System, check the villain stats. Ding hosts total villain value, 153,000. Of these, 100,000 villain points came from Kaio Annan, 20,000 from garbage Liu Exing, and 33,000 from the monsters he had just hunted. The hunting time was too short, and the level of the strange creature was too low. It took Chu Yangtze more than 10 minutes to barely earn 33,000 villain points. In comparison, villainous points are gained faster from the chosen ones. However, hunting strange creatures should not be overlooked. Although there are few individual kills, there are many of them. Once we get to Mushroom Manor, we can hunt them on a large scale. Squeak! Suddenly, the smallest door in carriage number 7 opened again. Everyone instinctively looked up, and what came into view was a bright green hat. "Is this carriage number 10? The strange passenger in the green hat shouted. "Green hat passenger. There really are people wearing green hats, ha ha ha. That hat is so green." Evil grin. "We've arrived. We've arrived. The tense and exciting part is about stating the facts. Don't be silly. Talking about being cuckolded could kill someone. What nonsense. It's correct to point out the conflicting rules about greeting the train conductor earlier, and it shouldn't be a problem to point out the color of the green hat worn by the passenger. That makes sense. Let me guess. When telling a man the color of his green hat, you can't be rude, but you also can't be too serious, and you definitely can't make him feel like you're mocking him. You have to be polite and show genuine concern. Brother, you're making it too difficult. You have to consider the other person's feelings while maintaining politeness and showing concern. If you don't do it right, you'll be asking for trouble. I'm not expecting anything from anyone else. This time, just watch my micro-expression management master, Sister Chu, perform. Everyone, give me a round of applause. Yes, 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 we still have to rely on Sister Chu when it matters." The viewers in the live stream immediately became excited. The chosen ones immediately remembered the rules regarding green-hatted passengers. Train Rules A. If you see a passenger wearing a green hat, please tell them the color of the hat loudly. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Hindi, he, hello, anus. Symbol 3480, symbol 348 Hindi, he, hello, anus. Symbol A4B3, O, symbol A4B3, letter 1D4, letter 1D4, letter 1D4. Chapter 129, Kaio Annan, me. Train rule states that if you see a passenger wearing a green hat, you should loudly tell him the color of the hat. Based on previous experience, this rule is definitely a trap. But they haven't figured out what the trap is yet. However, they had another plan. That is, wait for the person in front of you to answer first, and you can't go wrong if the person in front of you tries it. Even if it's wrong, at least you'll have someone to keep you company on your journey to the underworld. The eyes of the chosen ones from various countries at the back all turned to Chu Yangtze's position, placing their hopes on her and expecting her to make the right choice again. A deathly silence fell over carriage number 7. No one spoke, and no one dared to answer. System, can you call security on Kaio Annan's behalf? A good idea suddenly popped into Chu Yangtze's mind. Ding, 10,000 villain points. System, call me now, Chu Yangtze shouted excitedly. Ding, 10,000 villain points deducted from the host. Kaio Annan has promptly called the security guard. As the villain value disappeared, the call button on Kaio Annan's armrest quietly lit up. Tell me, is this carriage number 10? The strange passenger in the green hat glared angrily at the nearest Indian chosen one. Tie up your pants. Why is this green-hatted passenger specifically asking about this? It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. This Indian chosen one is definitely doomed. This NPC is definitely targeting our India. He doesn't bother with so many other people, but he specifically targets the chosen ones from our India. The hearts of all the chosen ones on the train were in their throats. Being designated as a target by an NPC was like putting people on a hot seat. The chosen one from India stood up confidently. He was a renowned scholar from India and had the train rules memorized. Death Train Rules B. The train has only 9 carriages. There is no 10th carriage. Train Rule B clearly states that there is no 10th carriage on the train. Thinking of this, the chosen one from India answered with great confidence, "Our train does not have a carriage number 10. Wrong answer. The eerie passenger in the green hat gave a strange smile. The next moment, the chosen one from India turned into a green hat, and the eerie green-hatted passenger put the new green hat on his head with a strange smile. This. Holy crap, so that's where the green hat comes from. That's pretty unique. I really didn't expect this hat. Shocked JPG. Wearing a new green hat, the eerie green-hatted passenger continued walking. Tell me, is this carriage number 10? Yes, this is carriage number 10. The person whose name was called said, trembling as they lied. Dare to lie to me, die. Suddenly, the eerie green-hatted passenger sprang to life, slamming a bright green hat directly onto the head of the foreign chosen one who was answering the question. Smack. Another chosen one dies with bitterness in their heart. Since no one stepped forward to shout, "Green hat strange passenger's green hat," the green hat strange passenger continued asking questions as he walked away. Soon, the strange passenger in the green hat walked up to Cairo Annan. "You answer me, is this carriage number 10? The strange passenger in the green hat demanded frantically. Cairo Annan slowly stood up, her legs trembling, a hint of fear in her eyes. Cairo Annan glanced at Chu Yangtze beside her, and a strong sense of resentment welled up in her heart. Chu Yangtze sat there expressionless, showing no intention of helping her whatsoever. Cairo Annan cursed inwardly, "That despicable woman." She was furious at Chu Yangtze's selfishness. If Chu Yangtze had been willing to reveal some clues or answers, many people would not have lost their lives. However, Chu Yangtze chose to remain silent and coldly watch everything happen, causing the deaths of so many vibrant lives. It's a shame she had previously tried to build a friendship with Chu Yangtze. Now it seems like a ridiculous fantasy. Cairo Annan took a deep breath, forcing herself to remain calm and managed a stiff smile. "Sir, this is not carriage number 10. Please ask around. Perhaps someone else knows the location of carriage number 10. Also, sir, you could try changing your hat. The green color of your current hat is too much and will affect your image in front of others," Cairo Annan advised politely and kindly. Based on Chu Yangtze's previous answer, Cairo Annan was very confident in her own answer. Even without Chu Yangtze's help, she can still resolve the cuckold crisis. The eerie passenger in the green hat stood trembling in place. Cairo Annan's words clearly had an effect on it. I never expected that Cairo Annan would actually answer correctly this time. It's like the sun rising in the west, a miracle. I told you my deduction was correct. As long as you have a good attitude and a gentle tone, dealing with that weird passenger in the green hat is a piece of cake. Confident JPG. How dare you question my taste? How dare you humiliate me? Die. Die. The strange passenger in the green hat broke down and jumped up, using all his strength to slam the green hat over Cairo Annan's head. Smack, a loud slap. Cairo Annan and the melon separated, and the disintegrated melon flew right into Lu Xing's arms, who was covered in mosaics. The live stream room was full of pixelation. Mom, someone's bullying me. Someone's bullying me. The eerie passenger in the green hat cried out as he ran towards the next carriage. This. Thank goodness Sister Chu didn't answer. She saved her life. Wiping sweat. Holy crap, so this rule is designed to send people to their deaths. One person dies, the whole carriage is safe. In a sense, this rule is indeed correct. Facepalm and wry smile. Cairo Annan's resurrection won't have much of an impact. 6. After the strange passenger in the green hat escaped, Cairo Annan's body turned into a burst of pink light. In an instant, an unharmed Cairo Annan sat next to Chu Yangtze with a bewildered expression. 30 seconds of invincible powdering left Cairo Annan completely dumbfounded. My answer was perfectly correct. Why was it wrong? Cairo Annan was stunned and began to doubt her own intelligence. Lu Xing, who was standing to the side, was shocked to see his beloved person resurrected, but at the same time felt extremely fortunate. So Annan also has a cheat ability, how wonderful, Lu Xing thought to himself. Both of them have extraordinary talents. Aren't they a perfect match? He has a selection prompt system. Kaio Anan can be resurrected, the two of them together, and it's no problem for them to sweep through the rule-breaking Strange Tale live broadcast room. While the two were still in a daze, the security captain arrived late, looking furious. Kaio Anan, why did you press the call button? The security captain glared angrily at Kaio Anan. If he hadn't had the habit of checking the surveillance footage before every mission, he would be a corpse by now. Kaio Anan actually tried to harm me. Her crime is unforgivable. Me, Kaio Anan looked at the security captain with an innocent expression. I have absolutely no idea what this ugly NPC is saying. Don't try to deny it. Disrupting public order, take him down. The security captain waved his hand. Security guard Big Monkey tackled and pinned Kaio Anan down. What do you want to do? Lu Exing angrily unbuckled his seatbelt and shouted. The security captain raised his head, and another security guard easily subdued Lu Exing with a grappling move. Take him away, the security captain coldly ordered. What's going on now? I don't know. This NPC said that Kaio Anan pressed the call button, which was considered disturbing the peace. Could it be that Kaio Anan wanted the security NPC to come and die, and the NPC got angrier and angrier after finding out, and now wants to mess with Kaio Anan? Laughing and crying JPG. Maybe, if someone tricks me into coming here to die, I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget. Anyway, Kaio Anan won't die, but Brother Zhao Si is in big trouble now. Serves him right for being so reckless. To be a hero and save a damsel in distress, you first have to be a hero, not a clown. Grinning face. Ding, the host framed the girl of destiny, Kaio Anan, and was taken away by the native security guards. Kaio Anan was caught off guard and felt bewildered and wanted to cry. 20,000 of her destiny points escaped. The host gained 200,000 villain points. Ding, the girl of destiny, Kaio Anan, was mysteriously killed due to indirect reasons related to the host. Her mentality has collapsed. Kaio Anan's luck value has decreased by 10,000, and the host has gained 100,000 villain points. Ding, due to the host's torture, the Lady of Destiny, Kaio Anan, is crying bitterly and has suffered a mental breakdown. Kaio Anan's luck value has decreased by 5,000, and the host has gained 50,000 villain points. Ding, the Lady of Destiny, Kaio Anan, is heartbroken to see her beloved Lu Exing being tortured because of her, and is consumed by endless self-blame. Kaio Anan's luck value has decreased by 2,000, and the host has gained 20,000 villain points. Ding, Lu Exing, the chosen one of destiny, failed in his attempt to save the damsel in distress, instead getting himself into trouble. Furious, he rebelled and was slapped twice on the wrist by the executioner. His mentality exploded. Lu Exing's luck value decreased by 3,000, and the host gained 30,000 villain points. As time went by, Kaio Anan and Lu Exing gained a lot of luck. This time, Chu Yangtze gained a total of 600,000 villain points, of which 500,000 were contributed by Kaio Anan and 100,000 by Lu Exing. 3 days later, the death train slowly came to a stop. This time, the lights did not go out, and there was no eerie invasion. Dear passengers, we have arrived at Mushroom Manor. All Chosen One passengers, please disembark in an orderly manner and follow the rules. Finally, it was over. It wasn't easy, sighed a Chosen One from a small overseas country. Due to Chu Yangtze's indirect influence, the number of people who safely arrived at Mushroom Manor doubled from the original 11 to 67. Of these people, 60 were from carriage number 7. I hope this hurdle isn't too difficult, a woman from a small sun country prayed. Let's hope so. The Chosen Ones stepped off the train of death. Chapter 130, Welcome to Mushroom Manor. Welcome to Mushroom Farm. Everyone got off the bus, and a familiar voice suddenly rang out. A short white message popped up in the live stream chat. Mushroom Feast Dungeon Final Chapter Mushroom Manor. Reward, return to reality for 1 week. Oh wow, I can come back now. That's great. Upstairs, the live stream only said they'd be back for 7 days, which means they'll continue after 7 days. 7 days is still time. It's better than nothing. That's true. Yangtze, my wife, you must come back safely. Hey, upstairs, give me your address and I'll beat you up. Angry JPG. You better not let me find you, or I'll make you the first eunuch of the new era of the Great Zia. Chu Xingyun engaged in a heated debate with a group of scholars in the live broadcast room, cursing and swearing. Oh my God, Dr. Chu, welcome. The housekeeper greeted Chu Yangtze warmly. Dr. Chu, what's going on? How did Sister Chu become a doctor? Could this level be a role-playing game? The viewers in the live stream were completely bewildered as they stared at the stunningly beautiful housekeeper. Hello, Chu Yangtze smiled and extended her hand. He asked inwardly, System, what's going on? Chu Yangtze was also confused. In the original storyline, they were simply let in by a maid sent by the housekeeper, but now a huge change had occurred. The mysterious housekeeper actually came to greet us personally. Beep, the mushroom identification card, not only represents an ability, but also comes with an identity. The top expert in the mushroom field of the bizarre world. Expert. Yes, experts have a special privilege, granting them a high degree of freedom in the mushroom feast instance. Chu Yangtze nodded. I see. No wonder it's a hidden lucky item card. It's really useful. Dr. Chu, you must be tired from your journey. Let me take you inside to rest. The housekeeper invited respectfully. Chu Yangtze smiled and nodded. I am indeed a little tired. Let's go inside. Please follow me, the housekeeper gestured. Wow, this is weird. Why are the NPCs so nice? There's definitely something fishy going on here. Thank you for your trouble. Chu Yangtze smiled and expressed her gratitude. Seeing this, the others quickly followed. When they arrived at the gate, two maids with professional smiles stopped everyone else. Ladies, please stand on the right. Gentlemen, please stand on the left. We will escort you to your respective rooms, one of the maids explained with a smile. Upon hearing this, the crowd, who were about to get angry, understood what the two maids meant. Following the instructions of the maid NPCs, everyone stood in 2 rows. There were 13 women excluding Chu Yangtze, and the rest were all men, most of whom were from different countries. The two maids exchanged a glance, then each led a group towards the unused quarters of the manor. This NPC is quite professional. Men and women are required to live separately. What else? Men and women are different. If we don't live separately, are we supposed to live together? This is a live stream of bizarre rules, and there are no legal constraints, so of course we should live separately. Humane management, kudos to the maid. I still prefer the housekeeper. She has a great figure. The live stream chatter started again. Chu Yangtze followed the housekeeper to a villa. The villa was not large, barely over 800 square meters. Dr. Chu, this is the room our young lady has prepared for you. Would you like to see if it's satisfactory? The housekeeper produced a key card. Chu Yangtze took the access card, and with a beep, the main entrance opened. She walked in with the female housekeeper following behind her. The two of them turned around. Chu Yangtze said with satisfaction, Very good. You can go ahead and get busy. I'll rest for a while. Yes, Dr. Chu, please let me know if you need anything, the housekeeper said with utmost respect. After saying that, the housekeeper left the villa. Chu Yangtze entered the master bedroom. On the bed was a piece of white paper with the following written on it. Manor Rules A. Please do not go out at night. Mushrooms must be thoroughly cooked before eating. The backyard is a prohibited area. Entry is strictly forbidden. Please do not litter. If you see a black cat, please tell the housekeeper immediately. If it is a full moon night, please close some doors and windows and sleep with the lights on. The servants on leave have gone home, so you should complete some tasks assigned by the butler. The mushroom person is a peace-loving creature. You can be friends with her. These rules seem really simple. It's not just that it seems like it is. It's actually very simple, much easier than the first 2 levels. Not necessarily. The test probably hasn't even started yet. I'll go see if anyone else is any different. Yeah, I'll go too. Chu Yangtze read through the text word by word. The system did not indicate any errors, and the rules were all correct. Chu Yangtze put the rules in her hand into the system space, exchanged a bathrobe from the system shop, and then walked towards the bathroom. On the other side, Lu Exing, the daredevil covered in mosaics, walked into one of the bedrooms in the 3-bedroom apartment. There were 2 pieces of paper on the bed, representing 2 rules. One was the Manor Rule A, and the other was the Security Rules. Security Rules. Whether you are ready or not, please love this job. Security guards' duties are not limited to simply guarding the gate. They must also patrol regularly. As a security guard, stopping food delivery drivers is one of my most basic duties. You are a security guard protecting the peace of this area. When you encounter something strange, you must have the courage to fight it. The security guard's patrol area does not include the backyard. Please do not enter the backyard. Qualified security guards are required to work night shifts. Please wear protective clothing and bring all types of flashlights when working night shifts. Remember that eerie creatures are afraid of light. The supply truck will only deliver meals at 6:00 a.m. Vehicles are prohibited from leaving at other times. If you are unsure, you can report to the team leader via walkie-talkie. Security guards do not allow you to go up to the mountainside. Please remember this. After reading it, Lu Xing angrily put the rules in the drawer, opened the wardrobe, and found it full of security guard uniforms, with the word security guard printed on their underwear. Security guard, ha ha ha. The daredevil has drawn the security guard role. It said that the guy who dared to do stupid things was the young master of the Lu family. Who would have thought that he would end up as an excellent security guard? Life is truly unpredictable, and things can change in an unpredictable way. Don't say that. Maybe young Master Lu likes working as a security guard. The viewers in Lu Xing's live stream started mocking him again. Although Lu Xing couldn't hear them, his idiocy aura continued to operate as usual. Cairo Annan was a bit luckier. She played the role of a maid and her task was to clean. The rules were very simple. Maid rules. You are a maid. Please wear your maid outfit during this time. Your task is to clean the villa. Please gather at the mountainside at 8:00 a.m. every day to receive the corresponding task. If you see a black cat, please move away immediately and inform the housekeeper. You are a maid, your service must be attentive, and you must not disobey any of your master's requests. You do not receive a salary. After reading the rules, Cairo Annan, covered in mosaics, angrily put the 2 sets of rules away, then opened the wardrobe. The work clothes were all made outfits with very little fabric. Cairo Annan's eyes widened. Cairo Annan, you don't need to be surprised. Your whole body is covered in mosaics right now. We can't see you whether you're wearing clothes or not. Upstairs, that's going too far. Covers face and gives a wry smile. Everyone has a job now, so who knows what the test will be. Look at this. I don't think this matter is as simple as it seems. That's true. The rules alone are all different and vary from person to person. The viewers in the live stream were amazed. Experts from various countries couldn't think of anything for the time being, so they could only copy down the rules one by one for comparison. Soon, night fell, and a figure jumped from the 2nd floor of the villa. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Assemble 4B3. Chapter 131. The Ruthless Villain Value Farming Machine. After using a substitute doll to confuse the situation, Chu Yangtze quietly slipped out of the villa alone. System, can you locate Cairo Annan's position? Host 1,000 villain points. Locate it. Beep, 1,000 villain points deducted from the host. Real-time holographic location map has been updated. Chu Yangtze looked at the holographic map of facts in her mind and found that there was indeed an extra red dot, a darker color than Lu Xing's, with 3 big characters written on it. Cairo Annan. Chu Yangtze pinpointed the location and, like a ghost, arrived at an ancient tree behind Cairo Annan's room. Chu Yangtze took out the silent demon-subduing sniper rifle and adjusted the magnification of the smart scope. Aiming, Cairo Annan in the scope was asleep, hugging her pillow like a dead person. Chu Yangtze took a deep breath and gently moved her jade-like fingers. One shot to the head, and Cairo Annan was immediately surrounded by a pink halo, becoming invincible for 30 seconds. Activate. Ding, the host has successfully activated the resurrection armor for the Lady of Luck, Cairo Annan. Cairo Annan's luck value has decreased by 1,000, and the host has gained 10,000 villain values. Holy crap, what's going on? Why did Cairo Annan activate her invincible annihilation technique again? What happened? Did Cairo Annan drown herself in her own drool while she was sleeping? That's not right. I've never seen anything like this happen before she went asleep. How could she have been drowned in saliva? Could it be that something strange has infiltrated? Annan's best friend. Enemy attack, Annan wake up, get up. The viewers who remained in Cairo Annan's live stream immediately became active. 1 life equals 10,000 villain points, which is comparable to a level 4 supernatural being. Chu Yangtze was slightly startled. It's important to know that a level 4 weird being is a foundation establishment stage life form, and the highest level weird being in the entire weird world is only level 12, nascent soul stage. Cairo Annan's life is equivalent to that of a level 4 bizarre creature, and she can even resurrect infinitely. Isn't that an incredible fortune? As long as Cairo Annan doesn't die, won't she bankrupt her own little system by grinding away with her skills? Chu Yangtze felt inexplicably excited. With so many rare and precious materials, immortal artifacts, and divine bodies in the system's marketplace, becoming the Heavenly Emperor Chu is not impossible if I put in the effort. Ding, host, don't dream of the impossible. Cairo Annan's maximum luck value is her total luck. Don't try to exploit any bugs in front of this system. I understand. Chu Yangtze accepted reality with a huff. Her gorgeous little face still had that pouty look on it, so cute. Chen Zhou took some beautiful photos of Chu Yangtze, planning to make some memes for fun later. Next, Chen Zhou studied many techniques such as the Dragonless Heart Method, Heat Transformation Freedom Method, Tao Te Ching, Burning Technique, and Manipulating Creation. While system upgrades don't require any special techniques, it's always good to learn from others. If you happen to discover a real system cultivation secret, that would be even better. 30 seconds later, Chu Yangtze pulled the trigger again. Kaio Annen's resurrection armor has been triggered. Ding, the host has successfully activated the resurrection armor for the Lady of Luck, Kaio Annen. Kaio Annen's luck value has decreased by 1,000, and the host has gained 10,000 villain values. No, not again. How did that idiot Kaio Annen die again? What on earth is going on? How did this stupid woman trigger her cheat ability again? Did anyone see how this woman died? The viewers in the live stream immediately started discussing it actively. Could something new be strange? After all, Kaio Annen didn't turn on the lights, so it's not impossible that some strange creature could have sneaked in. It's not impossible no matter how you look at it. The rules mention the black cat multiple times, and judging from the black cat incident, the manor isn't entirely safe either. If something strange has infiltrated, then all of this makes sense. Does the weirdos ambush people? With so many bizarre creatures, there must be quite a few intelligent ones among them. Learning to stake out locations isn't impossible. Witty JPG. No, I just checked everyone's live streams. Everyone else is fine, it's just Kaio Annen who has the problem. While the discussion was taking place in the live stream, the interns from the Da Zia expert team who remained behind were also talking amongst themselves. Chu Yangtze quietly looked at Kaio Annen, silently counting down the seconds in her mind. 30 seconds passed. Another precise sniper shot. Ding, the host has successfully triggered the resurrection armor of the Lady of Luck, Kaio Annen. Kaio Annen's luck value has decreased by 1,000, and the host has gained 10,000 villain points. This process was repeated until Kaio Annen suddenly woke up under the influence of the aura of luck. With the final shot fired, Chu Yangtze gained another 10,000 villain points. I'm gone again, Kaio Annen sobbed under the covers. Instinctive reaction. Brothers, how many times has this happened? I've lost count. Exactly 100 times. This woman has been resurrected 100 times tonight. Laughing and crying emoji. Does she have no limit to the number of times she can resurrect? Rubbing her hands together curiously. Probably not, otherwise how could they revive 100 times? Shrugs helplessly. This cheat is unbelievable. She can resurrect infinitely. This bizarre world can't do anything about her. It's just that people are too stupid. They always pass the level in a daze, so the reference value is too low. Shaking head helplessly. Having earned 1 million villain points, Chu Yangtze also stopped her daily hunting activities against Kaio Annen for the night. I glanced at the time in the upper right corner of the real-time holographic map. It was 2:00 a.m. It was still early. Chu Yangtze then followed the coordinates to find Lu Exing and fired a shot at Lu Exing's thigh. Ah, Lu Exing cried out, clutching his completely missing left leg. What's wrong? A foreign chosen one rushed over upon hearing the commotion. Seeing Lu Exing, the great Zia man, rolling on the ground, he didn't dare to go forward. Instead, he turned on all the light sources on his body and cautiously observed the surrounding environment. What's wrong with this guy who's always courting death? I don't know, I didn't even blink, and Lu Exing's leg suddenly disappeared. A new type of staged accident scam. Ding, the host has crippled Lu Exing, the chosen one of destiny, by one leg. Lu Exing's mentality has collapsed, and his destiny value has decreased by 5,000. The host has gained 50,000 villain points. On her way back, Chu Yangtze received the expected luck reward from Lu Exing. Villain value, 1,792,000. This could greatly enhance her strength. Taking advantage of the rare tranquility of Mushroom Manor, Chu Yangtze planned to form a nascent soul and become a legendary nascent soul grand cultivator. By the way, system, do nascent soul cultivators need to be struck by lightning? Chu Yangtze suddenly remembered the setting from online novels. Ding, yes, host. Upon hearing this, Chu Yangtze decisively changed direction and headed towards the mist outside the manor. On the way, Chu Yangtze first spent 450,000 villain points to exchange for peak Foundation establishment combat power, and at the same time, activated the S-level talent invisibility to confuse the senses. After doing all this, Chu Yangtze quickly stepped out of the manor's protective wall and advanced dozens of miles at top speed. The fog reduced visibility to zero, but Chu Yangtze had the experience of those predecessors in the cultivation world, and her spiritual sense could barely detect an area within 100 meters around her, easily avoiding the strange creatures wandering in the fog. System exchange for nascent soul cultivation, Chu Yangtze said in a deep voice. With a nascent soul-level cultivation, I should be able to move freely among these strange creatures. Ding, 1,000,000 villain points deducted from the host. Congratulations, host, you have attained nascent soul cultivation. Tribulation lightning is descending. What, another million? Chu Yangtze exclaimed in shock. Boom, a thunderbolt struck. Chu Yangtze's clothes were completely torn to shreds, leaving her completely naked. All living things within a 10-mile radius were instantly reduced to ashes, and a barrier appeared at the 10-mile boundary, isolating the inside from the outside. Deep within the calamity clouds, a large purple sphere wielding lightning lashed out at Chu Yangtze with devastating force. Chen Zhou went to great lengths to help his host strengthen his body. There was no other way. The heavenly Tao of the strange world had just been erased by the old leader, and the entire strange world was now temporarily under Chen Zhou's supervision. Although there wasn't much to do, refining the world's origin was quite arduous. Once a few months have passed, and the nascent form of the heavenly Tao has reformed, Chen Zhou will no longer need to oversee it. 3 hours later, ouch, that hurts so much, Chu Yangtze grimaced and shook her arm. 3 hours of lightning strikes blew all her hair off. Fortunately, the tribulation went smoothly, and thanks to the miraculous effect of spiritual energy, her beautiful hair grew back. She is now a genuine nascent soul heavenly lord, Chu Tianjun. Chapter 132, The Power to Flip the Table, the countdown to the final chapter of the first instance. Teleporting back to her room in the villa, Chu Yangtze suddenly asked, System, why is it that even when I reach the peak of foundation establishment and then become a nascent soul cultivator, it still costs 1 million? Ding, host, the prices in the system's marketplace are fixed. A foundation establishment cultivator at the peak is no different from an ant in front of a nascent soul cultivator. That means I spent an extra 450,000 yuan. Yes, that's right. Chu Yangtze lay motionless on the bed for 3 seconds before she came out of her shock at losing 450,000 villain points for no reason. 450,000, a full 450,000. With that 450,000, she could have bought a very nice set of clothes that were of magical artifact quality. What a pity, what a waste. For a day or two, nothing unusual happened at the manor. During this time, Chu Yangtze got another 1 million villain points from Cairo Annan. As for Lu Exing, he had lost both legs and could only patrol around in a wheelchair. Lu Exing's indomitable spirit, despite his disability, earned him a resounding nickname from the viewers in the live stream, the death-seeking honey badger. The manor owner returned to the manor a day ago, and to thank everyone for their contributions to the manor over the past 2 days, specially hosted a mushroom feast. We will treat everyone to the most sumptuous mushroom feast. Chu Yangtze knew that this was the final chapter of this dungeon mission. After completing this chapter, the survivors would be granted a 7-day rest period. Soon, the sun began to set and night fell. Most people had changed back into their own clothes and began to climb the mountain, preparing to attend the grand banquet. Chu Yangtze wore a gorgeous evening gown, looking like the most dazzling star in the night sky. Every movement she made was full of elegance and nobility, like a goddess descended from heaven, to be admired from afar but not to be trifled with. Her flawless face was even more captivating, as if it were a work of art meticulously sculpted by God. This scene caused the viewers in the live stream to collectively erupt in excitement, with the barrage of comments flooding in like a tidal wave. At this moment, Chu Yangtze had broken through to the peak of the nascent soul realm. As her cultivation level continued to improve, her skin became more translucent, and her appearance became more and more beautiful. Chu Yangtze, whose charm was overflowing, simply stood there quietly, and the viewers in the live broadcast room dared not look away. Wow, Sister Chu looks so beautiful today. Is this what a top beauty looks like when she's serious? I'm already in love. I felt perfectly normal yesterday. How could things have changed so much today? How strange. Chu Xingyun stared blankly at the sister in the live broadcast room. Normally, a younger brother wouldn't think his older sister is too beautiful, especially since Chu Xingyun and Chu Yangtze have been together for over 10 years, and Chu Xingyun is already immune to Chu Yangtze's looks. Because he saw his older sister wandering around in front of him every day, Chu Xingyun had incredibly high standards for beautiful women. Chu Xingyun thought that anyone with a charm value below 8 was just average, and only when their charm value reached 9 would Chu Xingyun's eyes light up. Unfortunately, there are very few people in reality with a charm rating of 9. Chu Xingyun has seen them all. They are all world-class beauties. Of course, as Chu Yangxi's younger brother, Chu Xingyun is also very handsome. According to the system's standards, Chu Xingyun's charm value is as high as 8.6, making him a world-class, rich, and handsome man. What do you mean by looking down on Sister Chu? Do you want to fight me? Give me your address if you dare, and I'll drive over right now and give you a good beating. If you're a man, give me your address. Stop being such a wimp. If you've got the guts, let's have a real fight. Chu Xingyun smiled faintly and typed into the live stream. Imperial capital Tianchu Manor, come if you dare. Tianchu Manor, anyone who doesn't come is a coward. Wash your neck and wait, I'll see if I don't cut you down. What Tianchu Manor? Never heard of it, let me ask. The inexperienced audience hadn't realized the seriousness of the situation, and those who knew about Tianchu Manor didn't dare to say a word. The reason is simple. Tianchu Manor is the residence of the main branch of the Chu family of the Great Xia dynasty. Although it is called a manor, it is actually a cluster of villas. If they weren't mistaken, the person who said this was Chu Yangxi's younger brother, Chu Xingyun, the next head of the Chu family. The ultimate sister complex. Going to Tianchu Manor would be like walking into a trap. Fortunately, we can't view their information in the live stream, so no worries. Inside the Mushroom Manor, everyone was beaming with joy as they chatted about the upcoming banquet, their faces radiant with happiness, hardly resembling people who had entered a strange world. Oh, esteemed Dr. Chu, it's an honor to meet you. A handsome young man stepped forward with a smile and greeted him. He is the owner of this manor and the highest administrator of this instance. He was quite surprised to see the beautiful woman who had discovered the hidden lucky card. Such a beauty must be stunning when she fades. The young man thought to himself with secret delight. Thank you, Chu Tianjun and Chu Yangxi nodded indifferently. They had absolutely no intention of paying any attention to this bizarre, two-faced person. The young man's malice had already been sensed by Heavenly Lord Chu Yangxi. Dr. Chu, please allow me to personally welcome you. The young, eerie administrator feigned elegance, adopting a haughty demeanor. Chu Yangxi glanced at him quietly, then walked straight past the strange young administrator and sat down in the main seat. By asking her own servant, Chu Yangxi had learned 3 ways to pass this test. 1 survived to the end in a feast of thousands of poisonous mushrooms, undercooked mushrooms, and mushrooms with strange abilities. 2 gain the administrator's favor, so they will let you pass. 3 eliminate the administrator and become the new backup administrator. After becoming a candidate administrator, you will have 2 choices. 1 is to become the administrator of the Mushroom Feast instance, with the ability to make and change rules, but you will never be able to leave the Mushroom Feast instance. The other is to refuse to become an administrator, go back to rest for 7 days, and then continue to the next step. Of course, this is a hidden condition for success. Only administrators who have actually defeated the level 6 bizarre creature can succeed. The chosen ones don't even possess the level 1 bizarre combat power, making this plan completely impossible. Conversely, being able to remain conscious under the influence of strange forces, secretly evolve into a level 6 strange entity without the administrator's knowledge, and successfully kill the administrator, demonstrates combat strength worthy of recognition by the Rules of Strange Tales livestream. Chu Yangxi's choice was to eliminate the administrator and pass the level directly, but before that, she wanted to try the mushrooms here. It is said that the more poisonous the mushroom, the more delicious it tastes. Now that she has become a nascent soul, Heavenly Lord under the system's enlightenment, these poisons are completely ineffective, so it's time for her to enjoy herself. Friendly reminder, do not eat poisonous mushrooms or uncooked mushrooms. Seeing Chu Yangxi steal the show, the administrator felt a surge of interest. Interesting. In all my years as an administrator, this is the first time I've seen a chosen one dare to challenge me. The administrator developed a strong interest in Chu Yangxi, and even the girl of destiny, Kaio Anan, who moved him in the original plot, failed to capture the administrator's attention. In the original timeline, only Lu Exing and Kaio Anan made it through the 3-day mushroom feast. Land travel relies on a selection prompt system. As long as there is a selection trend, the system can remind you whether it is right or wrong, which is very advantageous for dungeons with ample time, such as the final chapter of the Mushroom Feast dungeon. Kaio Anan, through her infinite resurrection, successfully attracted the attention of the administrator who had been lonely for thousands of years. Under the influence of Kaio Annan's bravery and strength, actually a brain-degrading aura, the administrator repented and violated the bizarre rules to let Kaio Annan pass the test. After Kaio Annan left, the administrator of the Mushroom Feast instance was eliminated by the strange world for violating the rules, and the instance continued to operate without the administrator. With the power to overturn the table and the protection of her own system, why should she still abide by the rules? The fact that the system dared to bind itself to her, a nobody, shows that the system is not afraid of these strange things at all. The fact that the system gave her force is certainly not for nothing. Before long, a group of mushroom maids, who seemed to appear out of nowhere, carried pots of all sorts of mushrooms in through the back door. Thank you all for your hard work at the manor these past 2 days. To express my gratitude, I have prepared a mushroom feast to welcome you all, the administrator announced with a smile from the side seat. Mushroom rules. Mushrooms may be poisonous. Please be careful to identify them. If you don't eat them, you'll turn into a mushroom. Do not touch the mushrooms until they are fully cooked. Do not drink the soup before the mushrooms are fully cooked. There are exotic mushrooms among mushrooms with special effects. Their effectiveness depends entirely on luck. The mushrooms smell delicious. Please resist the temptation. 6. Please dine politely and do not cause trouble. Otherwise, something bad may happen. The manor lord is a very good person. Please do not go against his will. If a black cat appears, please chase it away immediately. 9. Don't talk to the mushroom maids. They won't pay any attention to you. Beep. 3 errors detected. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Tylettery 05, symbol 333, symbol 333, Tylettery 05. Chapter 133, Hidden SSS rank clear. Chu Yangtze remained unmoved upon hearing the system's insignificant reminder. She was well aware of the administrator's weak fighting ability, and that he posed no threat whatsoever. Then the banquet begins. The administrator wore a forced smile, trying to appear as a refined and approachable gentleman, but his demeanor was strangely odd. Everyone felt a sense of unease. They did not want to participate in this bizarre banquet, but faced with the young man's unquestionable demands, they had no choice but to agree. So the group reluctantly chose to sit down in a spot some distance away from the young manor owner. The whole scene was extremely awkward. Everyone remained silent, and the atmosphere was so oppressive that it was hard to breathe. Coincidentally, Kaio Annan, dressed in a maid outfit, sat to Chu Yangtze's right, just like Yuan Giji. Further to the right was Lu Exing, a man whose body had been stripped of its 2 bodies and covered in mosaics. To Chu Yangtze's left was the strange young administrator who had been usurped and lost his main position. Further to the left, the seat was empty. No chosen one dared to sit next to the NPC. Mushroom Hotpot, why wasn't I the one who went in? No way, buddy, you really want to go in, just for a few mushrooms. You don't understand mushrooms. My love for mushrooms is like a surging river flowing endlessly. If anyone could trade places with me, I would give my life for them. Awesome 666, bro. Is this guy suffering from mushroom poisoning? The Great Rules of the Strange Tales livestream. If I'm chosen next time, please let that guy from before, Brother Fungus, take my place. Some viewers immediately realized that they were making wishes, choosing to sacrifice their pride for their lives. Yes, the Great Rules of the Strange Tales livestream room. Let Brother Jun fight for me. Forehead. The mushroom hot pot was steaming, and its enticing aroma tantalized everyone's taste buds. Eat up, come and play. Just one bite, a tiny bite, it's fine. The mushrooms are already cooked. Don't listen to the lies of the rules. The rules are deceiving you. A wave of allure relentlessly challenged everyone's unwavering resolve. No, you can't touch the chopsticks. I don't want to. I have family waiting for me. The mushrooms aren't ripe yet. I absolutely can't eat them. I must resist the temptation. Having survived 2 rounds of challenges, the group desperately resisted the temptation of the delicious food before them. These mushrooms are so fresh, exclaimed a foreigner from an unknown country. Damn, this foreigner is really brave. He made his move so quickly. But these mushrooms look really delicious. My mushrooms, my mushrooms. Why wasn't I the one attending the mushroom feast? Some viewers were incredibly excited. Calm down, even normal mushrooms wouldn't ripen in such a short time, let alone mushrooms from this strange world. The expert group found it completely baffling. Mushroom hotpot was something they had no knowledge of. Even professors who are experts in mushroom research dare not draw any conclusions. Mushrooms are quite peculiar. Sometimes, the same type of mushroom can cause poisoning if eaten from different hillsides. They really dare not make any conclusions about these exotic mushrooms. As the saying goes, one's environment shapes one's character. This saying is equally important when it comes to mushrooms. The mushrooms of the Erie world, you can tell they're not good things just by the name. Given the nature of the strange and unusual live stream, there's a 99% chance this mushroom is inedible. As time went on, more and more foreign chosen ones could not resist the temptation of the otherworldly fungus and began to work on it. Holy crap, this guy has a mushroom growing on his head. Holy crap, this foreigner has really got a mushroom head. My foreign neighbor sent it. Painful JPG. Seeing that it was almost time, the little glutton Chu Yangtze also started eating. With the cultivation of the nascent soul stage, the mere poison had no effect on Chu Yangtze at all. Holy crap, Sister Chu just casually picked it up and ate it. She just ate it like that, all fresh and clean. Wah, Sister Chu is gone. Sister Chu is really gone this time, crying loudly. Sister, no, don't eat that. Chu Luoli, don't be silly. I haven't even had a chance to eat at my wedding banquet yet, don't be impulsive. I won't call you Loli anymore, please don't die, Chu Loli. In a villa room, a petite and pretty little girl, Chu Yangtze's roommate and best friend, a top-tier looks-obsessed person, started crying loudly. Seeing Chu Yangtze's elegant and dazzling style, Lu Exing and Cairo Annan were shocked. She ate it all, looking so fresh and healthy. Looking away, Lu Exing and Cairo Annan exchanged a glance, a strange smile flashing in their eyes. Chu Yangtze didn't want to live, so they wouldn't waste their breath and strength. After eating so many poisonous mushrooms, they didn't believe Chu Yangtze could survive. Gentlemen, is it that the mushrooms don't suit your taste? The young administrator smiled at Lu Exing and Cairo Annan. Those who are picky eaters won't get the manners protection. The young administrator reminded with a smile hiding a knife, a blatant threat. Hearing the young manor owner's threatening tone, Lu Exing and Cairo Annan gritted their teeth and got to work. Cairo Annan has unlimited resurrections, but she's afraid of pain, so she pretends to make the choice. Lu Exing had a prompt system that suggested picking up a mushroom, putting it down, and then picking up another one. After repeating this process several times, Lu Exing finally picked up the strange Enoki mushroom that he was most familiar with. After looking at them for a long time, Cairo Annan finally chose the cute-looking aphrodisiac mushroom. The next moment, no, a heart-wrenching cry interrupted the little glutton Chu Yangtze. Ding, Lu Exing, the chosen one of destiny, accidentally ate a strange Enoki mushroom. His second brother has been permanently shriveled into a needle-like shape. Lu Exing's mentality has exploded, causing a mental breakdown. Lu Exing's luck value has plummeted by 20,000, and the host has gained 200,000 villain points. On the other side, Cairo Annan's body became hot, and her ordinary little face turned rosy, clearly indicating that she had been infected. Chu Yangtze glanced at it casually, then set up a barrier between herself and Cairo Annan, before continuing her blatant display of power. This was a rare opportunity, and she wanted to really enjoy her verbal sparring this time. Chu Yangtze's unusual behavior finally caught the attention of the young administrator. He put 70% poisonous mushrooms and 20% very special mushrooms in the mushroom hot pot. No matter how lucky a normal person is, it's impossible not to get poisoned. The fact that Chu Yangtze was now completely ignoring the toxicity and special effects of mushrooms had completely exceeded his expectations. Dr. Chu, having almost finished eating, Chu Yangtze slapped the young, eerie administrator across the face, instantly turning him into black mist and causing his soul to vanish. Zang. Defying the heavens, I killed an NPC with a single slap. 666, the NPC was reduced to a bloody mist. No, a black mist. The eerie boss just died like that. Shocking JPG. Wow, is my sister's fighting power really that off the charts? What's going on? Not only were the viewers in the live stream stunned, but experts from various countries were also bewildered. Chu Yangtze slapped the NPC, who was a strange boss, to death. Is this reasonable? Is this normal? First instance mushroom feast. The administrator is dead. Instance cleared. All surviving chosen ones in Mushroom Manor have cleared. You will be transported back to reality in 1 minute. Please rest well for 7 days. 2 green lines of instructions popped up in the live stream room. At the same time, Chu Yangtze heard another hint for passing the level. Dear Chosen One, you have successfully cleared the hidden SSS rank stage. You have 2 options. 1, become the new administrator of the Mushroom Feast Dungeon. 2. Continue clearing the dungeon and freely choose the next level. I choose to continue. Chu Yangtze chose the second option without hesitation. Firstly, she was unwilling to be a lackey of the supernatural world. Secondly, as a dignified nascent soul heavenly lord, she disdained associating with the supernatural. And thirdly, the system she was bound to was clearly going against the rules of the Strange Tales livestream, so she could not betray the system like a double agent. Please select the next level. Your choice will affect everyone. Choose. The purple river stretches across the mountains and plains. Difficult level. Mom's note, general level. The T0 junior sisters frame up. Nightmare level. I choose 3. Selection successful. Chu Yangtze made her choice 10 meters later. With a whoosh, everyone vanished instantly. The live stream displayed. The chosen one has ended their broadcast. To be continued. Chapter 134, Returning to Reality, sweeping away the mysteries across the country. A moment later, Chu Yangtze appeared in her room. Interdimensional teleportation. Just what level is the mastermind behind this bizarre world? Chu Yangtze murmured gravely. Chen Zhou did not answer. The heavenly Tao of the strange world had been eliminated by his former superior and was now temporarily acting in his place. Having no clue what to do, Chu Yangtze simply stopped investigating further. It's rare for me to come back, so I'll go see my family first and let them know I'm safe. Thinking of this, Chu Yangtze went into the dressing room and changed into a long dress that looked very well behaved. Just as I stepped out of the villa, several figures walked over, chatting and laughing. Sister, Chu Xingyun, as kind as a child, opened his arms and rushed towards his sister, Chu Yangtze. Chu Yangtze immediately teleported and appeared in front of her grandfather, Chu Zeshan. The old man was so startled he stumbled. "Grandpa, are you all right?" Chu Yangtze asked playfully, looking at her grandfather, Chu Zeshan. "You," old master Chu shook his head and smiled as he looked at his playful and adorable granddaughter. He, Chu Yangtze smiled sweetly. "Yanzai, what are your current abilities?" Chu's mother asked with a worried expression. The bizarre scene of Chu Yangtze slapping someone to death had really startled them. While Chu's mother was worried about the extraordinary power, she was also very fortunate. "I'm glad my daughter has the ability to protect herself and doesn't have to live in fear in an unfamiliar world, but I'm worried about the source of her strength." Chu was worried that Chu Yangtze's source of power might have other purposes, that someone might be plotting against Chu Yangtze, or that they might be using Chu Yangtze as a pawn to achieve some other goal. Seeing her mother's worry, Chu Yangtze quickly smiled sweetly and explained, "Mom, you don't need to worry about that. The he who gave me the power is very good to me. He won't hurt me." This, Mother Chu was still uneasy. There's no such thing as a free lunch, and Chu's mother was still worried that the being who gave her daughter power had ulterior motives. Chu Yan held her mother's hand tightly and comforted her gently. "All right, Kier, don't think too much about it. It's enough that your daughter is back safe and sound. As for the future," a hint of helplessness flashed in Chu's father's eyes, "let's just take it one step at a time." "All right," Mother Chu nodded worriedly. They couldn't do anything about it, and could only pray that the being who granted their daughter power meant no harm. "Sister, don't you love me anymore?" Chu Xingyun walked back with a pitiful look on his face, as if he had been played like a dog by that scumbag woman. "If you act like a jerk again, I'll throw you into the pool." Chu Yangtze glared at Chu Xingyun with disgust. This younger brother has always been very attached to her since they were little. He's already a freshman in college, but he still hasn't found a proper girlfriend. I really don't know what this guy is thinking. "Oh," Chu Xingyun lowered his head pitifully. "You brat, behave yourself and stop making your sister angry all the time." Chu's mother scolded, pulling Chu Xingyun's ear. Chu's father, standing to the side, had already skillfully taken off his Seven Wolves brand shirt, preparing to give his son a loving lesson. The old man standing to the side twitched with anger. "Chu Liujun, fasten your belt." "Yes, Dad." Chu Liujun quickly stood up and answered, then hurriedly fastened her belt. "Chu Xingyun, you're not a child anymore. Stop thinking about teasing your sister and making her angry all the time. The company in Yizhu is having a bit of a downturn lately. Go check on it in 7 days. Don't come back until the company is back on track," Old Master Chu sternly reprimanded him. "Grandpa, I was wrong. Please don't send me outside. I'll never tease my sister again." Chu Xingyun cried and begged loudly. "You're always so unruly. Go to Yizhu and get some proper training," Chu's mother said, pulling Chu Xingyun's ear. "Mom," Chu Xingyun looked at his mother, Xia Kier, with a wronged expression. "You're already a freshman. You really should spend some time getting proper training. Yizhu is too close. Let's go to Lingnan. I'll inform your school about your studies." Don't fall behind in your studies. If you don't get 90% of the total score on an exam, you'll have to stay for an extra year, Chu Liujun solemnly instructed. Dad, I'm your own son. Chu Xingyun was on the verge of tears. If he had known this would happen, he wouldn't have acted so foolishly, sob. He's being exiled to Lingnan, and he's the heir to the family headship. How could you do this? He, Chu Yangtze laughed gleefully. Sister, I was wrong. Please beg for my life. I promise I won't do anything like that again, I promise. Chu Xingyun pitifully admitted his mistake on the spot. Dad is right. As the family heir, you must thoroughly understand the family's various businesses, Chu Yangtze earnestly supported. Seeing that everyone agreed to exile him, Chu Xingyun's world instantly darkened. Although the economy in Nanling is doing well now, he doesn't want to go there. All right, Yangtze, ignore these people. Come on, let's go have a drink with Grandpa, Old Master Chu said with a hearty laugh. Grandpa, I don't drink alcohol, Chu Yangtze replied obediently. No alcohol, tea, or other beverages are fine too. Have a good chat with Grandpa about what's been happening these past few days, Grandpa Chu said with a kind smile. Okay, Grandpa, let's go, Chu Yangtze obediently agreed. This scene amazed Chen Zhou. The contrast was so striking, it deserved to be made into some memes, tilde. On her first day back in reality, Chu Yangtze got Old Master Chu drunk. She's drinking tea. The next day, the great elder of the great Xia dynasty and other high-ranking elders came to the Chu family, saying they wanted to learn some information from Chu Yangtze. Chu Liujun declined directly, saying that she wanted to spend time with her daughter today and that these people should come again on the third day. The elder and the others looked at their colleague, who was taking his wife on trips every day with strange expressions, but they didn't insist. Since Chu Liujun has actually turned over a new leaf, then let's postpone it for a day and let this lazy elder who treats the child as an accident make up for the lack of parental affection he has received over the years. On the third day, these people finally got their turn to enter the Chu family in order and met Chu Yangtze. After some questioning, the high-ranking elders of the great Xia dynasty obtained some accurate information about the strange world. At the same time, Chu Yangtze also learned that the strange live broadcast room had stopped appearing in reality 3 days ago. However, the eeriness that had initially descended did not disappear. Upon learning of this, Chu Yangtze said that she could now resolve the strange occurrences. The elders were overjoyed and said they would have someone write a biography for Chu Yangtze, recording her deeds of saving the world in history so that future generations could sing her praises. Chu Yangtze declined repeatedly, as she didn't want her headshot to appear in the textbook. As we all know, the pictures in textbooks are either ugly or blurry. Many scientists in history were quite handsome when they were young, but the ugliest photos of them were chosen for the textbooks. The scene is terrifying to even think about. She was universally recognized as the most beautiful woman in the world, but when people saw her picture, well, her image was completely ruined. In the end, Chu Yangtze did not refuse the elders' enthusiasm, and the matter of her being included in the great Xia history textbook became a done deal. The Grand Elder promised not to choose unflattering photos for Chu Yangtze, which comforted Chu Yangtze, and her opposition was not as strong as before. Over the next 2 days, Chu Yangtze swept across the land with overwhelming force, using swift and decisive methods to eliminate all the strange entities within the great Xia territory. During that time, he also took a break to mess with Cairo Annan a few times, helping her to reset her luck to 0. It's worth mentioning that the mushroom's effects didn't disappear on the day he returned, and Lu Exing ended up with a bright green hat. However, Chu Yangtze felt that Lu Exing wouldn't mind, since the effects of the strange Enoki mushrooms were still there. Lu Exing's second brother was thinner than a toothpick, and it took him at least 10 minutes to relieve himself. He was currently seeking medical help everywhere. On the 6th day after returning to reality, Lu Exing, led by his grandfather Lu Guan, went to the Chu family to appeal to Chu Yangtze's emotions and ask for her help. Chu Xingyun rushed up and gave Lu Exing a good beating. Lu Exing chose to endure it. When Chu Xingyun got tired of beating him, Lu Exing, with a swollen face, suppressed his anger and asked Chu Yangtze for help. After all, the news of Chu Yangtze sweeping away the strange phenomena had spread. If there was anyone in this world who could save Lu Exing, that person would definitely be Chu Yangtze. Chu Yangtze resolutely refused and berated Lu Exing for his actions on the train that led to his death, before throwing Lu Exing and Lu Guan into the artificial lake. Throughout the entire process, Old Master Chu and Chu Zeshan did not interfere much. Old Master Chu was also very unhappy with Lu Guan, that old geezer. He had tricked Lu Guan into marrying off his granddaughter when they were drinking together, although Lu Guan eventually realized what was going on and didn't agree immediately. However, given their relationship, Grandpa Chu did not object to Lu Exing being his grandson-in-law, provided that Lu Exing could win over his granddaughter Chu Yangtze on his own. Seeing that Lu Exing, that little brat, was actually yelling at his precious granddaughter for an unrelated woman, old Master Chu completely rejected Lu Exing in his heart. He hadn't even gone to their door to demand an explanation, and these two trashy grandfather and grandson actually had the nerve to come over and play the emotional card for help. They really had a lot of nerve. If his granddaughter hadn't said she'd handle it herself, more than one person would have gone up and hit Lu Exing, and similarly, more than one person would have been beaten. Chu Xingyun is a junior and the heir of the Chu family, so it's not appropriate for him to lay a hand on Lu Guan, that old bastard. But Chu Zeshan can. He only let Lu Guan go after his granddaughter said he didn't need to intervene. Fortunately, my granddaughter was great. She threw the old and young scraggly couple into the lake together, which was so satisfying. P.S. Please encourage me to update and support me with your love. Symbol 335. Chapter 135. What? My junior sister, who is a chi refining cultivator, framed me. 7 days have passed, and the chosen ones who participated in the mushroom feast have arrived at the new instance on time. It's starting again. Chu Yangtze's eyes sparkled with excitement. Respected Chosen One, welcome to the new dungeon, the T0 Junior Sisters Trap. You are the nascent soul stage senior sister of the Cloud Heaven sect. System, are there any hidden risks in this instance? Chu Yangtze asked cautiously. Beep, this level is still under attack. Simply push through. No risk, I understand. Receiving a definite answer, Chu Yangtze felt relieved. If there's no risk, then what's the point of following the rules? I didn't even see them. Chu Yangtze walked to the table, hoping to find some information about this world. She opened the drawer, and sure enough, a piece of dragon-patterned parchment lay quietly inside. Sect rules. As the respected senior sister of the sect, you should set an example for your junior brothers and sisters, demonstrating respect for teachers, strict self-discipline, care for fellow disciples, and loyalty to the sect. As the senior disciple of the sect, you should always act reasonably and according to the rules, and never bully others by abusing your power. If other sects attack, you must fight on the front lines and bravely kill the enemy. You must obey the sect leader's orders, even if the sect leader only has the cultivation level of a golden core cultivator. When encountering problems and arguing with reason, do not resort to violence. Junior sister is pure and kind. You can't bully her just because her cultivation level is low. Your master has been kind to you. You must not disobey any of his decisions. Dozens of messy new rules appeared in Chu Yangtze's eyes. Are you brain dead? I'm already at the nascent soul stage. Why would I need to follow any rules? Chu Yangtze tore the rules in her hand into pieces, speechless. Knock, knock, knock. The doorbell of the cave rang. Chu Yangtze released a burst of power, breaking the restriction and letting the messenger disciple outside the door in. Junior brother, what is it? Chu Yangtze asked indifferently. The disciple relaying the message said in an icy tone, Senior sister, the third elder and the sect master want you to go to the main hall of the sect. Sect main hall, all right, I understand, you may leave. Chu Yangtze nodded. The disciple who delivered the message stood quietly at the door, showing no intention of leaving. What do you mean? Senior sister, the sect master has instructed me to bring you to the sect's main hall. The messenger's voice instantly rose 3 digits. The respect he usually showed was gone from his eyes. Instead, there was a sense of scrutiny, as if he were examining a prisoner. Insolence, Chu Yangtze sneered, unleashing a powerful aura. The disciple who delivered the message immediately knelt on the ground, staring in horror at his senior sister Chu Yangtze, who had completely transformed. The disciple delivering the message glared at Chu Yangtze with bloodshot eyes, questioning her word by word. Senior sister, why did you ambush me? What an idiot. How dare a mere messenger speak to a nascent soul senior sister like that? You aunt, do you want to perish? Does he have absolutely no self-awareness? Does he really think he's something just because he's passing on a message? Thinking this is a palace drama? A 7th-rank official in front of the Prime Minister's door? That's ridiculous. This is a world of cultivation where the strong prey on the weak. Haha, this time I really enjoyed it, starting with top-tier combat power so satisfying. Is it possible that our sister's cultivation level was originally this level? The viewers who had been waiting in the live stream became more active. Chu Yangtze's divine sense stirred, and the strange message in front of her instantly turned to ashes. The host has slain the nameless messenger disciple, a level 2 bizarre creature, and gained 1,000 villain points. So has everyone in this world been replaced by the supernatural, Chu Yangtze murmured to herself. If that's the case, then she can kill without restraint. A whole bunch of shiny villains, hee. Thinking of this, Chu Yangtze tore through space and descended upon the sect's main hall with invincible power. She kicked aside the sect leader sitting in the main seat and sat down elegantly and domineeringly. Chu Yangtze lightly tapped the armrest made of a dragon's head bone with her jade-like fingers and said in a cold voice, "Speak, what do you want with me, the heavenly lord?" Holy crap, Chu Yangtze actually put on an act. Doge emoji for protection. What do you mean by pretending? This is called it's only natural. My Chu Luoli is the strongest, giving these ants the main seat is a favor. Face emoji. If I had Chu Tianjin's strength, I'd be even more arrogant than her. Picking nose JPG. These weirdos should be taught a lesson, so these beasts will understand that our great Zia is not to be bullied. Yes, crush these creepy NPC lackeys. Chu Tianjin, sorry I don't eat beef. Since learning about Chu Yangtze's great deeds in eliminating the strange phenomena, the vast majority of the people of Daxia have reached the peak of their admiration for her. You traitorous disciple, how dare you disobey the sect rules? Chu Yangtze, as expected, you've long harbored rebellious intentions, an elder angrily accused. Just as junior sister said, you really are a two-faced scoundrel. The legless senior brother, Lu Exing, roared angrily. Chu Yangtze took in all these people. The legless senior brother Lu Exing, the junior sister Cairo Annan, and a few other miscellaneous chosen ones playing the roles of sect disciples. Lu Exing, that scoundrel, held a grudge against me, and played the role of the extraordinary senior brother so convincingly that one could even say he surpassed him. Cairo Annan stood before her foundation establishment peak master with a resentful expression. Upon seeing that her senior sister was Chu Yangtze, she finally revealed her true feelings. The other chosen ones stared in shock at Chu Yangtze, her junior sister Cairo Annan, and her senior brother Lu Exing, all sitting in the main seat. Although the hint to pass this level was to find irrefutable evidence to bring down the sect's senior sister, the tone of those two great Zia people was just too deliberate. Especially after meeting the sect's senior sister in person, the chosen ones from various countries began to doubt the authenticity of the mission. Chu Yangtze is also a person from the Azure Star. After returning to reality, she swept away all the strange gods in the Great Zia territory. Asking them to kill Chu Yangtze is just nonsense. Moreover, they had only managed to pass the previous level thanks to Chu Yangtze. They couldn't bring themselves to repay kindness with enmity in front of the entire world. Chu Yangtze, I originally thought Annan's pill matter was a misunderstanding, but I never expected you to actually. The third elder trembled with rage. Oh, Cairo Annan accused me of stealing her foundation establishment pill. Chu Yangtze looked at Cairo Annan with a half-smile. Cairo Annan's body trembled instinctively. Thinking of the torment Chu Yangtze had inflicted on her a few days ago, Cairo Annan accused Chu Yangtze with a grieved voice. Master, it was Chu Yangtze who stole my foundation establishment pill. In reality, she can't beat Chu Yangtze or fight against the Chu family, but in the bizarre world, she has a chance. Chu Yangtze whipped her with a small leather whip, recorded videos to humiliate her, made the university cancel her graduation certificate, made the landlord kick her out of the rented house, and threw Lu Exing and Lu Exing's grandfather into the lake. All of this made Cairo Annan determined to stick to her idea of killing Chu Yangtze. She wanted to seek justice for herself and for her beloved, and to make that vile woman Chu Yangtze receive the punishment she deserved. Chu Yangtze, you still call yourself the senior sister of the sect. I never expected you to do such a despicable thing. You are a disgrace to the sect. Chu Yangtze, why don't you kneel down and admit your mistake, and get down from the sect leader's seat? Chu Yangtze, I initially thought there was some misunderstanding about junior sister's matter, but I never expected you to do something so outrageous. The second elder, the master of the eldest senior sister, rebuked her with great heartache. Stealing junior sister's foundation establishment pill. Such despicable character does not deserve to be our senior sister. Expel this female demon from the sect. Get them out. Seize her cultivation. Yes, drive this witch out. Crush her cultivation and get her out. Give my junior sister justice. Give the sect justice. Restore a bright and clear world to the world. Chapter 136 Fellow Taoists, please join my human emperor's banner. Witch, get down here. You unfilial disciple, get down and kneel down to admit your mistake, or you will no longer be my disciple. the second elder scolded with heartache. When the second elder, who was at the half-step core formation stage, stepped forward to uphold justice, everyone immediately shut their mouths. The second elder, an elder of the punishment hall of the Yunshin sect, and the master of the eldest sister, is known for his impartiality and incorruptibility. The second elder's words indicate that he is truly, utterly disappointed in his eldest sister. Second elder, you must uphold justice for junior sister, restore fairness to us disciples, and restore order to the sect. Liu Exing, despite his disability, shouted on behalf of the strange beings. The second elder nodded to Liu Exing, the disciple who had lost both legs in the battle with the demon beast. Rest assured, everyone, although Chu Yangtze is my disciple, the law applies to all, even the emperor. I will certainly deal with her according to the sect rules, give Kaio Anan justice, and restore order to the sect, the second elder assured everyone with unwavering impartiality. Good, good. Please, second elder, seek justice for our junior sister. Please, second elder, seek justice for our junior sister. Please, second elder, seek justice for our junior sister. The strange disciples all spoke in unison. Clap, clap, clap. A series of crisp clapping sounds rang out. Upon hearing the sound, the one who stood up and clapped was none other than the senior sister, Chu Yangtze, who was sitting in a high position. Are you done? Chu Yangtze asked with a nonchalant laugh. Foundation Establishment Pill. She was a peak nascent soul cultivator, the strongest fighter in her sect, and a revered heavenly monarch. Stealing the Foundation Establishment Elixir? What an obscure term. Why would a dignified nascent soul peak heavenly monarch need a Foundation Establishment Pill to increase the probability of Foundation establishment? Breaking down to the Foundation stage. Traitorous disciple, what do you mean by this? The second elder shouted, his face cold and expressionless. Chu Yangtze chuckled lightly. You aunt, do you want to perish? How dare you? I am your master. How dare you speak to your master like that? The second elder glared angrily at Chu Yangtze. She never imagined that her disciple, whom she had carefully nurtured for hundreds of years, would utter such rebellious words. What, you want to join my human emperor's banner? Chu Yangtze feigned shock as she looked at the level 6.5 strange creature below. He casually took out the human emperor banner, which was radiating an incomparably mysterious black aura from the system's space. Fellow Taoist, why is your human emperor banner emitting black smoke? Panicked JPG. What black aura? This is called mysterious color, used to intimidate enemies. Evil grin. What black aura? That's a fellow Taoist inside the human emperor's flag cooking. Hee wicked smile JPG. Question, then why is it so dark-skinned? Clear question JPG. There's a saying that the first emperor revered black, and the chess pieces were also black. This was a symbol of the emperor's nobility. Q, can I go in and take a look? Silly JPG. Although you are a bit weak, the human emperor will not abandon any living being. Fellow Taoist, please come in. Friendly JPG. Are you guys trying to make me laugh to death at the huge socks I inherited? Ha 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 ha. The comment section was buzzing with hilarious antics. You traitorous disciple, how dare you forge such a vicious magical artifact? Today I will act on behalf of heaven and punish you, you traitorous disciple. Having said that, the second elder rushed forward. Chu Yangtze raised her jade hand, and the human emperor banner floated gently. The next second, the second elder's soul entered the human emperor banner and was instantly refined. The host has killed the level 6 bizarre creature, the second elder of the Cloud Heaven sect, and gained 100,000 villain points. The chosen ones were completely bewildered. Their mouths were agape as if to say, are you serious? Chu Yangtze, you actually killed Master. A strangely disguised disciple glared angrily at Chu Yangtze. Chu Yangtze, from this day forward I, Song Rentu, am no longer your junior brother. Today I will cleanse my master's house and die. After saying that, Song Ren angrily picked up a 3-meter-long low-grade magic weapon, a longsword, and slashed at the human emperor banner, a high-grade spiritual weapon that could grow. With a crack, the longsword shattered, and the largest fragment bounced back and pierced Song Ren's skull, thus ending Song Ren's head. The host has killed Song Rentu, a level 3 eerie disciple, and gained 5,000 villain points. Which, how dare you? How dare you kill senior brother Song Rentu? A strange, angry voice pointed at Chu Yangtze. Shut up, Chu Yangtze unleashed an attack. The host has killed a level 3 eerie and her disciple, gaining 5,000 villain points. Anyone else who disagrees, step forward. Chu Yangtze's icy gaze swept over the strange figures. The disciples felt a tremor in their hearts and instinctively took a half step back. HMPH, Chu Yangtze, don't be so smug. How dare you be so insolent in front of the sect master? Kaio Anan bravely stepped forward in anger. First of all, she is immortal and not afraid that Chu Yangtze will really kill her. At worst, she can revive and exhaust that wicked woman, Chu Yangtze. Secondly, Kaio Anan believed that Chu Yangtze's power was obtained by clearing the first dungeon, Mushroom Feast, and she could not possibly be a match for the sect leader of a cultivation sect. As for the second elder, she was killed by Chu Yangtze, that wicked woman, using props because she wasn't strong enough. As long as we can crack the flag prop in Chu Yangtze's hand, the sect leader will definitely be able to kill that wicked woman, Chu Yangtze. Sect Master, hurry, uphold justice for everyone and avenge the second elder. Kaio Anan looked at the eerie Sect Master with anticipation. Yes, Sect Master, please lend a hand and strengthen our Cloud Sky Sect. Sect Master, please bring glory to our Cloud Sky Sect. The disciples knelt on one knee and shouted in unison. Chu Yangtze, surrender now, and I think the Sect Master will be lenient with you and give you a proper burial. Lu Exing pleaded, his heart twisted with malice. Chu Yangtze, it's not too late to confess now.